It's time to start the only way we know how, with the warm-up. Brought to you from our friends at Brick & Barrel. With a wonderful family atmosphere, Brick & Barrel has a beautiful beer garden and is just the place to take in a game or celebrate after. Brick & Barrel, 155 Joyner Parkway in Lincoln. The way you warm up is the way you perform. So to be the best, you gotta warm up with the best. So warm up with us as we sit down with a member of the Potters coaching staff to talk all things Potters. It's time to get loose and warm up right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Welcome to the warm-up show. Mark the Phantom Low here with our guest. Yesterday we had manager John Peters, and that went so well. I said to myself, we got to bring somebody in to kind of lower the bar. Because people are going to expect that thing that we had yesterday every time. So what do? Brock Ragatz, the pitching coach. Perfect choice. Brock, welcome.
Thanks, man. New summer, same Phantom.
New summer, same Phantom. I was going to start off giving you a compliment. You come in, this is your second year, right, as the pitching coach. You come down last night, first game. Everyone from Stones all the way up to the owner was raving about our pitching last night. You're already doing your magic out there, man. Good job.
No, yeah, the best part about last night, we talked about it before the game, is, walks frustrate me. We only had 3 walks and 1 hit batter to 13 Ks or something like that, so it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and Anthony Perez went out and did what Perez does, but we were very impressed by Logan Bell since I didn't know he was on the team, and he comes out and he had the injury, 14 months ago, and had to be really encouraged by what you saw from Logan.
Honestly, yeah, he recovered very well. Obviously, a UCL injury, sets you back a little bit.
A little bit.
Seeing how he's recovered and the progress he's made, to see what he did last night, and it was just phenomenal.
Well, I know this is your second year as a Potters pitching coach. You've done it before elsewhere as well, managing. You've done it all, but how is different coming in on your second year than it was last year approaching your first year?
It's fairly similar, honestly. Obviously, there's a new group of guys still learning names and, still learning how guys like to pitch, what guys throw, what guys need to work on, and talking with college coaches. I think I got that, pretty nailed down right now. So now it's just sticking to it and keeping them on their plan.
It's got to be kind of exciting to know you're going to get to work with some young arms. I know we talked to Ryan about it for the last 5 years, and you don't want to do anything to those guys, but you want to help them along. And I know there have been guys like Ryan Bruno who comes here, and what you guys have talked to him about really helped them when they went back to their college teams.
Absolutely, yep. All these guys have a plan. We're just here to serve them and the college coaches they play for.
Any different for you with the new manager this year? I know it should be a pretty smooth, move, but everybody does things that's a little bit differently. Anything that they're that JP wants you to do that Ryan didn't, or vice versa, or anything like that?
No, it's all pretty similar. Like you guys know, I played in 2018 when JP was a first-year coach here, so I got to play for him, got to coach with him. Left, came, coached back to them. It's awesome to see the progress he's made and moved up the chain. It's cool.
It's great to see that with everybody. It's great to see Trey Furry. He was back up here in the press box talking to us earlier. It's great to see him back. Tonight, pitcher Grant Kelly. Do you know a lot about Grant? Tell us what we might want to look for.
Yeah, CSN guy. He's just a guy that's going to come out and throw strikes, which is what we preach. So I'm excited to see him. I've seen some film. Haven't seen him throw live yet, and talking with him, he's stoked for his start, and, I'm just as pumped for him.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go, and thank you for coming up, but I want to remind you that you have such a high percentage of when you go out and talk to the pitcher, the next batter is retired. I believe it's 91.6% of the time. I don't want you thinking about that when you go out to talk to the pitcher this year, but just know that we are thinking about it, and we applaud you for it.
Well, the end goal is to get to 96 by the end of the summer, so we're going to keep going.
That is a great goal. Brock Ragatz, the pitching coach. We're back with more pregame right after this on the Stones Radio Networks.
Here's a quick look back at Potter seasons past.
Find one that he can drive, and it's got to be in a certain situation, a certain location right now. Ahead in the count 2-0. There it is, line drive into right field for a base hit. Both runs will score easily, and Trey Furry has come through again for the Potters, a 2-run single, and they lead at 9-4. Just a line drive down the right field line for Trey Furry. David scores, and what the middle, and David comes in. It's going to play on a hop. 1 run scores. The throw coming to the plate, and I think he did not get him. It's a 2-run single for Blake Burke, and all of a sudden it's a 9-8 Potters lead. Sundstrom scoring and going to second and staying as Sebring, as Burke to Cox every day, and if you know who that is, then you know what I'm saying. 2-2 coming from Schmidt. Here it is. Breaking ball hit in the air toward left center field. David on the move, got it. He might be able to go back to first. His throw is home. A beautiful throw. The tag is applied, and he is out at the plate by a considerable margin. Forgot who was throwing the ball out in left center field. David guns the ball home. A brilliant play. He'll have that extra couple of feet. Schmitty takes a look at him. Not a really big lead right now. Here's the pitch. High fly ball left center field. David giving chase, still giving chase, reaches up and against the fence makes the catch. That is Jeffrey David, ladies and gentlemen. A tremendous catch. He took off from right center. He's at first base with the third hit for the Potters. Second of those that's infield, and Chase Stanky, who grounded out to first his first time up at the plate. There goes Furry. There's the pitch. It's throw down to second base to Gallagher. He's safe. No, he's out. Oh, my gosh. That a good throw by Gallagher right on the money, but it did not look like he got it there before the runner. Max Handren, the second baseman, is pulled way over toward right field, so there is a big hole right in the middle of the diamond. 2-2 on Nolan Clifford. Glavich, the third pitcher for the Stompers. Line drive right in that hole, and Handren can't make the play into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. Potters take the lead on a Nolan Clifford 2-run, 2-out single here in the 8th inning.
Coming up, Potters Baseball on Stones Radio Networks. Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Gaspar's going back. He reaches up, and that one is out of here. A 2-run home run for Brandon Motherall. Line drive, center field, hit very well. Barnes goes back, still going back. He's not going to get it. It's down. 1 run scores. Here comes Roselle around third. They're going to send him as well. The throw's coming in. Cut off. It's a 2-run triple for Zach Chamiso. Breaking ball is hit well to left field. It is gone. A home run by Clayton Coates, and he really turned on that one. That ball is way out of here. I mean, way out of here. A home run for Trey Furry, number 2. And I think Trey has made a statement, and that statement is, I want to be the post-game guest on the Lincoln Potters broadcast on the Stones Radio Network. That ball's hit high. It is hit far. It is gone. A 3-run home run by J.T. Walden. High fly ball. That's well hit to left field. Brum goes back, still going back, reaches up. That ball is out of here. Brennan Roselle, the Fighting Zebra alum, pounds one to left field. The Potters lead this one 12-3, and somehow he's got the flag too.
Potters fans, Potter up.
Hello and welcome to McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California for another exciting evening of Lincoln Potters baseball. I'm Mark the Phantom Lowe alongside my broadcast partner, the great Stones McCoy, as well as engineer Riley. And tonight we bring you the second of a three-game series with the Potters facing off against the visiting Novato Knicks. Last night, Potters pitching paved the way for new manager John Peters' first career win as the home team prevailed 5-2. Veterans Anthony Perez, Devin Martin, Logan Bell, and Peyton Stumbo combined to strike out 12 Novato hitters and limit the Knicks to just one earned run, while newcomers Cade Sanchez and Landon Weiss drove in 2 runs apiece to pace the offense. It's a fireworks night at McBean, so anything can and probably will happen. We'll get it all started with lineups and first pitch coming up right after this short break on the Stones Radio Networks.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
And the fun starts now. It's Lincoln Potters baseball, McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California. Mark the Phantom Lowe waving to everybody out there. Oh, because I'm on camera? Why am I on camera? The game's out there. Is this your first game, Stones, you've ever engineered? Is Riley responsible for this? Oh, Grant Kelly's warming up and everything. I don't know why you're talking to me. It's ridiculous. We got a game going on. We had another fantastic rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. It was absolutely great. We have our favorite umpire, Stones, who's now, he was behind the plate yesterday. Now he's out doing the bases. He's our favorite umpire in the world. He was saluting all during the anthem. We gave him thumbs up for that. We got Grant Kelly on the mound. Game number 2 of the John Peters era, and you're showing me on the open. I can't understand that whatsoever. We will have a meeting after this game has been concluded, although we'll have to wait till after the fireworks because we have a fireworks display tonight that will be absolutely fantastic. So here we are, the Novato Knicks in town again for the second of a 3-game series. Game 3 tomorrow. That's a 1:05 start. We mentioned Grant Kelly, the right-hander out of College of Southern Nevada. Talked to Brock Raggets, the pitching coach, before the game. He says he's heard good things, seen him on film. Really hasn't watched him pitch in person because he only met him 3 days ago. But he's really excited to see Grant, the big right-hander, throw his first game for the Lincoln Potters. Grant listed at 6'4" and 230 pounds, so a very ominous presence out on the mound. And he'll face a lineup of the Knicks, which includes the leadoff man Cooper Callison, the third baseman, batting second today for the Knicks. Ansel Carson, the shortstop. Lucas Schaefer, left fielder, hitting third. Braden Holiday in right field, batting fourth. Joey Lovelace is the DH. He hits fifth. It is Zach White, the second baseman, batting sixth. Jaden Huang, 2. He is the first baseman. He is hitting seventh. Jason Pretty is in center field, batting eighth. And Gavin Velez is the catcher. He is batting ninth. Zach Coleman on the mound for the Knicks, and we're ready to get going here. Grant Kelly is in the stretch, and the first pitch is on the way, and it sails high to Cooper Callison. Cooper out of Sonoma State University was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. He led off that one, played at third base, left-handed hitter. Open stance against the right-hander Kelly. Trey Furry even with the bag at third, and that pitch is hit sharply down the first baseline, but foul. Levi Sotomayor gives it a chase, but needn't have done so. Send one of the guys on the bench after that one, Levi, and go back to your position at first base. Another great crowd out here. Great crowd last night, over 1,450 fans, and tonight with fireworks, we're expecting a crowd just about the same, and the Brick and Barrel backyard is already thriving down the first base line. 1 ball, 1 strike coming up from Grant Kelly. It's high and outside, 2-1. Just like there's rides that you have to go to when you go to Disneyland or whatever, when you take out a mortgage on your house and go to Disneyland. And if you come to the Potters game, you got to go to the Brick and Barrel backyard. It's someplace you've got to go. And then the bounce house, of course, over by third. 2-1 pitch is high again with a fastball. And Kelly is behind Callison, 3 balls and 1 strike. Ansel Carson is on deck, just getting started here from a beautiful night out here at McBean Stadium. Just a beautiful night. 3-1 pitch is high and inside, and that's ball 4. And Callison, who had 1 hit yesterday, is on with the walk. 8 hits yesterday for the Knicks, and they struck out 12 times against the Potters pitching, the quartet of Potters veteran pitchers, notching 12 strikeouts and allowing just 1 earned run. Here's Ansel Carson, who came on late in the game last night, 1 plate appearance and had a base hit. Left-handed hitter against Kelly. Here's the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. So took something a little bit off that one. Let's look at the defensive alignment as Stones is frantically making gestures to me to look at the defensive alignment, which we'll do after this next pitch to Mr. Ansel Carson. Swing and a miss again, 0-2. So let's put that alignment up for the Potters defensively. We've got Aiden Isola in left field. JT Maloney at shortstop. We've got Brandon Springer in right field. Zach Malone is in center field. Trey Furry at third base. Cade Sanchez at second base. Levi Sotomayor. There's a line drive right off the glove of the pitcher. Tried to pick it up. It's going to be out into short center field. And going around first, heading to second, and sliding in head first is Carson, but let's check and make sure that Grant Kelly is okay. I believe it hit his glove. It rolled off his glove right to JT Maloney. JT couldn't handle it, and it trickled out into short center field. So the result is a double for Carson, runners at second and third. And nobody out, in the batter, Lucas Schaefer. Behind the plate for the Potters tonight is Landon Weiss, and on the mound is Grant Kelly. So Isola, Malone, and Springer in the outfield. Furry, Maloney, Sanchez, and Sotomayor in the infield. Landon Weiss behind the plate, and Grant Kelly is on the mound. And right now in a bit of a pickle here is Schaefer, who was 1 for 3 yesterday, comes up to the plate. Lucas out of the College of Marin. He's followed by Braden Holiday. Trey Furry even with the bag at third. Same for Sotomayor at first. Outside with the ball. Nice block by Landon Weiss. He was excellent behind the plate yesterday, supporting the pitching staff. Saving 3 or 4 times when a runner could have advanced. But Landon said not so fast. So it's 1-0 now on Schaefer. Had a single in his first appearance yesterday. That one is high with a fastball from Grant Kelly. 2 balls and no strikes on Schaefer. Several of the Potters, office staff from the owner on down have got the big hats, the Potter big hats. I don't know if they're a special run or however they got them, but there's about 3 or 4 of the Nolan Murphys walking around with one, and Clifton. 2-1 pitch, check swing, he went around. It's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. I've seen one other one, and also a small child had one. And I think it's the kind of thing where I like it now. If you have like 2 or 3 of them people walking around, if you get too many, it looks a little weird. But 1 or 2, that's fine. The big hat, I love the big hats. That's in the dirt again. Weiss blocks it 2-1. But I think one of the owners, Clifton Taylor, very, very enamored of the big hats and wearing his proudly frontwards and backwards. So I haven't seen the backwards big hat, but he's sporting that as well. That is in there for a call strike. We go to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Schaefer. Big hitter here for Grant Kelly. Braden Holiday to follow. And then Joey Lovelace for the Knicks. Three-two pitches hit high in the air to center field. Malone has a beat on it. Runner's tagging at third. That's Callison. Malone's going to just throw it into the cutoff man and keep the runner at second. And across the plate is Callison for the first run for the Knicks. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Lucas Schaefer. And the Knicks lead it 1-0. Staying at second base is Ansel Carson, as Malone chose to keep him there rather than try to throw to the plate. That was a medium deep hit to center field. I don't think he would have had a chance at getting Callison. So Carson still out at second base, and now here's Braden Holiday. 0 for 3 yesterday, did have a run batted in. Right-handed hitter out of Sonoma State University. Had 4 home runs for the Seawolves in their campaign this last year. Swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch from Grant Kelly. 0-1 on Braden Holiday. I think about 6'1", 6'2", give Braden Holiday, maybe a little bit taller than that. Grant Kelly, as we said, 6'4", out on the mound, looks at the runner at second. Here's the 0-1. Inside, pops out of the glove of Weiss, but he retrieves it quickly. So it's even in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed thrower, Grant Kelly, out of the College of Southern Nevada. He checks Carson at second. The 1-1 pitch is outside, gets away from Weiss, and goes all the way back to the backstop, while pitch is going to move the runner over to third. And that's something the Potters did not want to give him, that extra 60 feet. Now with less than 2 out, a number of ways he can cross the plate. Legally, that is. 2-1 now on Holiday. Trey Furry chatting with the runner at third base. He makes friends quickly. His parents are in the crowd today. Came out for fireworks night. Here's the pitch. Outside. 3-1. Trey was up here before the game telling us about his woes he had with his back, but everything seems to be fine now. He just had 1 flare-up during the season, and that's it, so everything seems good. He had some problems with that last year. 3-1 pitch. It is in there for a call strike, 3-2. So great to report that Trey is feeling good. Full count, 3-2 on Braden Holiday with Lovelace to follow. Just getting started, top of the first. That's it sharply out towards shortstop. The run's going to score. Maloney bobbles it, and it's safe at first for Holiday. So it's going to be an error on the shortstop, an RBI anyway because the run would have scored. First error of the game for the Potters. 2 runs in now as Carson crosses the plate, and the Knicks lead this one 2-0. Here's Joey Lovelace. Joey came in last night, a late replacement, was 0 for 2. He's from Sonoma State. 247 in 73 at-bats with a couple of home runs for Joey. He takes that one in there for a strike, 0-1. Oh and 1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball gets out of the bullpen as it looks like the Knicks starter is still loosening up out there, but one got away. So momentary timeout. 2 runs in. Runner at first is Holiday. 0-2 on Joey Lovelace. That's another breaking ball. Another nice block by Weiss. 1-2. Callison started us off with the base on balls. Then Carson with a double off the glove of the pitcher. Schaefer the sacrifice fly. Holiday the ground out, the RBI ground out error on Maloney. So Holiday is at first. Here's the 1-2. That is a beautiful looking pitch, called strike 3. Loveless did not agree, and he will not win that argument. 2 outs now, and here's Zach White. Zach, another Nick who came on late yesterday in the game and was 0 for 1. Zach out of Sonoma State University as well. He steps in here with 2 outs and runner down on first base. Herder gets the lead. Or Holiday, he takes off. There's the pitch. Thrown down to second base is going to be just a little bit too far on the right field side of second base, and sliding in is Braden Holiday. Holiday gets the stolen base. That ball out of the hand of Landon Weiss kind of sliced on him and went over toward right center field, and a good play by the Potters to keep that from going out into center field. That's Sanchez on the cover. But Holiday now in scoring position at second base. 0-1 count on Zach White. That's outside, gets away, and Weiss is going to have to chase it down the first baseline. Another wild pitch moves Holiday over to third. And now White has got him 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the first. Potters very smooth last night in all aspects of the game, especially defensively, but a little bit ragged off the top here in this one as they try to make it 2 in a row against the Novato Knicks. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Zach White. He's followed by Jaden Huang Tu. White, the second baseman today. Nico Tejada was playing at second base yesterday, or started the game at second base. 1-2 pitch coming up to Zach White. Another one that's outside that Weiss has to go down on both knees and block that from getting back to the backstop, and obviously critical with the runner on third base. So the one thing about having an error in this inning is it really prolongs. You don't want your pitcher to throw too many pitches in that first inning, and Kelly all the way up to 25 pitches already in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit outside, so it'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You don't know when the last time some of these guys pitch. Grant from college in Southern Nevada, their season's probably been over for a couple of weeks, and so he probably hasn't thrown a lot. You don't want to throw a lot of pitches on him in the first inning. Here's a 3-2. Line drive foul down the third base line into the dugout, scattering the Knicks over there. And Zach White puts a scare in his teammates there. Hope they know each other pretty well, because that was a hard line drive into the dugout area. So we go back and do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. White goes down to first. Holiday over at third, and now Jaden Huang Tu is going to come to the plate. We're going to have a meeting at the mound. Just a short one, I imagine, but we'll still take a little step away. We're in the top of the first, and the Knicks have put 2 up on the board.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Back in action, meetings are over, and Jaden Huang Tu, the first baseman, who was 0 for 3 last night out of Sonoma State University, steps up to the plate. He is the Dueling Dogs batter, I believe, so if he strikes out, then Dueling Dogs products are 50% off at the Brick and Barrel backyard. I finally got that right. I think I called it Crate and Barrel yesterday, and you really don't want to do that. The Crate and Barrel people probably loved it. First pitch is just a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jason Pretty, the center fielder, on deck. Here's the 1-0 from Kelly. At high fastball, 2-0. wide over at first base. Thought he might think about going. He shows no inclination through the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. 0-2 is ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Holiday still down at third base for the Knicks. Swinging and a foul into the catcher's glove and then out of the catcher's glove, but it counts as a strike just the same. 2 balls and 1 strike. Landon Weiss behind the plate for the second straight night for the Potters. Had a couple of runs batted in yesterday. 2-1 pitch coming up as Kelly comes to the stretch. Checks the runners. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Now the crowd beginning to sense the 50% off, and early in the game that means a lot because you want to, if you can get a start, you can like save your money a little bit, make it go a little bit further. That's good. You go ahead and, hey, my first beer was 50% off. I had to have another one. 2-2 pitch. Fouled out the left field line because that's the kind of thing. I mean, hey, I don't want to get, gender specific, but the wife's going to go, hey, look how much money I saved you. And, they have to spend a lot to save a lot, but that's the same principle. I had to have a beer. It was 50% off. I saved 50%. You got to respect that. 2-2. Call strike 3. Drink up, everybody. Doolin Dogs is paying half the freight. 2 runs for the Knicks. We go to the bottom of the first. Knicks 2. Potters come to bat.
Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the Old Historic District. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Zach Coleman on the mound for the Novato Knicks as they have the 2-run lead and threatened to put a couple more up on the board till Grant Kelly came up with his strikeout to end the inning. So Coleman, the right-hander, will take the mound. He is coming to us out of the College of Marin, and he will face a lineup, the first 3 of which are Aiden Isola, our left fielder, then Levi Sotomayor, and J.T. Maloney. Those are the first 3 in the Potters lineup. After that, it's Cade Sanchez batting in the 4th spot. Trey Furry batting 5th tonight. Brandon Springer in the 6th hole. Don Magrella, the designated hitter, is batting 7th. Landon Weiss, the catcher, and then Zach Malone, the center fielder. That is the Potters lineup against Zach Coleman, who enjoys, as we said, a 2-run lead as the Knicks have matched last night's run total in just a half an inning. Last night, Aiden Isola was 0 for 4. He did have a run batted in. And the right-handed hitter out of Granite Bay High and Sac City College will step up to the plate to start it off. Somebody's carrying 3 beers up the stairs, and I applaud them because that's a difficult thing to do. They probably were over at the Brick and Barrel backyard, picked up 3 beers and walked them all the way over here. Fantastic job. Fantastic. Sometimes you have the unsung heroes, the real American heroes, and that young woman was one of them. Here's Aiden Isola. Right-handed hitter, slightly open stance against Coleman, who semi-wind up. That's a ground ball right back up the middle, and it's going to go into center field for a base hit. So Isola gets his first hit as a Potter. Grounding one right back up the middle. Ansel Carson gave it a try out there at shortstop, but could not get it. And that'll bring up Levi Sotomayor, the first baseman who had a couple hits last night. Isola at first base, and Sotomayor at the plate. Left-handed hitter, open stance against the right-hander, Zach Coleman. Piper is in attendance, of course, tonight. That's hit right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Potter's finding something they like. That's good. Cesar Tamayo, the hitting coach, that's a good job. He's teaching these guys, if a guy gets a hit, do the same thing. It's worked for the first 2 hitters. 2 hits in the books, and here's JT Maloney. JT 0 for 4 last night in his debut, a shortstop out of Sac City College. Steps in with runners at first and second. Potter's trailing it 2-0, trying to make that a temporary situation with a couple of base hits up the middle. Coleman comes set, checks the runners. Fastball is outside in the dirt. Nice job. Let's go. That's Gavin Velez behind the plate. Cooper Callison at third. Ansel Carson at short. Zach White at second. Jaden Huang 2 is at first base. Lucas Schaefer in left. Jason Pretty in center. And Braden Holiday out in right field for the Knicks tonight. Behind Zach Coleman. 1-0 pitch is high with a fastball, so JT ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. John Peters, the manager, newly minted manager, who has 1 win under his belt. He is taking over the third base coaching spot, or he's always been there. He's maintained the third base coaching spot. Coleman taking his time getting his sign. That one is in there for a called strike, 2-1. Coleman, College of Marin, Gavin Velez, the catcher, is from Sonoma State. That's your battery for the Knicks. And he's going to call out Gavin Velez and have a little chat with him. Isola started out the inning, grounded 1 into center field, then a shot by Levi Sotomayor, his 3rd hit in 2 nights already as a Potter. He's over at first base. Aiden is out at second base. And JT at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike before this little meeting at the mound. Last night's home plate umpire is now doing the base umpiring, and he would never have let that meeting last that long. He was all about moving it forward, baby. 2-1. Cade Sanchez to follow JT. Coleman taking his time again. Now he's ready to go. Breaking ball just a little bit too low. 3-1 on JT Maloney. So hopefully get one he can hit. Looks down at JP if there's any advice he's going to get from the skipper. Settles in. Pretty straightaway stance, squared up stance for JT against the right-hander Coleman. Hits that one into right field. That's a base hit. He gets out to right field pretty quickly. Holiday picks it up, and he's going to get it in. They're going to hold the runner at third base as it got out to Holiday quickly, but Isola moves up. Everybody moves up, so everybody's decided let's get singles today, and they've loaded the bases for Cade Sanchez, who had a couple of runs batted in and a base hit last night in the Potters win. And there's a meeting at the mound already for the Knicks, and we'll step away. Knicks lead this one 2-0, but Potters threatening in the bottom of the first. Everybody back ready to go, even our camera, so that's great. Bases are loaded. Cade Sanchez at the plate out of Houston, Texas, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Coleman now, after a little chat with the manager, is ready to go. The pitch, and it is just a little outside for a ball, 1-0. Sanchez 1 for 4 last night, a 2-run single. And a 4-run second inning was one of the key blows in that game, in that inning and in that game, as the Potters took off a 5-2 win. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, nice looking pitch. A little bend in that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Furry, our unofficial pregame guest, is on deck. He just came up to chat, to hang out with Stones. They love Stones. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by Velez, and keeps it in front of him. 2 balls and 1 strike. My personal feelings about Stones are not important. We're workers. We are coworkers, and that's all that matters. Problem is when I get called in by HR, it's Stones, and that's a tough one to negotiate. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, that's a base hit to left field. 1 run's going to score easily. Here's the second one. They're going to send the second runner as well. The cutoff throw by the third baseman to get to the plate, and he's going to be out at the plate. So Sotomayor tried to get to the plate, but a really good cutoff. That was by Cooper Callison, and he guns him out at the plate. It's an RBI as Isola does score. Maloney now is at second. It's Cade's 3rd run batted in 2 games. And 4 straight hits for the Potters, and they have a run to show for it. That'll bring up Trey Furry. Trey 0 for 4 last night. He's ready for a big night tonight, and he's got 2 runners on. 7-5-3 for the putout on Levi. Here's the pitch. Furry takes a breaking ball inside. 1-0. So now we've got JT Maloney out at second base. Cade Sanchez is over at first base. 4 hits, but still 1 out in the inning and 1 run across the plate, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Furry takes that one inside. 2-0. Coleman trying to measure that breaking ball. He got it in there 1 time against Sanchez. 2-0 now. Furry swings and pops it up. He was waiting for that one, and he's very upset with himself that he didn't do more with it. I think it was exactly where he wanted it to be. Good crowd in the stands, good crowd in the grassy knoll on left, and a great crowd out in the kiln out there and right that they refurbished this year for special groups and everything, and it's a fantastic-looking place. Furry lines that one into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and holding is JT Maloney. So the Potters have put up 5 straight hits. They have 1 run to show for it, but they do have the bases loaded, and here's Brandon Springer, the right fielder, who had a couple of doubles last night. So that did feel good to Trey Furry getting that base hit, and his personal friend Stones McCoy would like to say a word.
Actually, I just wanted to chime in on the kiln area. We want
yes.
Huge shout out to Marquez General Engineering for pouring all that concrete out there. Huge shout out to Marquez.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stones. Springer fouls that one back. Stones went to a rock concert 4 nights in a row. That's why his voice is not quite there, but we needed to get that information out there because that is a tremendous job they did out in the kiln area. Here's the 0-1 Springer. He hits it high up in the air, short right field. Coming on is Holiday. Still coming, and it's going to drop. Did he get it? No, he did not, and it is a foul ball. And Holiday is still down out there in right field in the bullpen area. And we are getting a wave from the Potters bullpen area, trying to wave somebody out there. So hopefully, Brandon's got up, it looks like. Or Braden, excuse me. Looks like he's got up. So he's playing in straightaway right field and went all the way into the bullpen area, made a diving try at that one. Did not make the catch, was down the ground for a second, but he's got up, and now there's a couple of people around him as Stones' camera are giving you the best look. They get the staff out there, the best trainers in the business on the Potters, and so they're out there taking care of Holiday. Springer at the plate, bases loaded. Single by Isola, single by Sotomayor, single by Maloney, single by Sanchez, single by Furry. But in the midst of all that, Levi Sotomayor was thrown out at the plate on the Sanchez single. And we've got, as the new cameras can tell us, we've got probably a bloody nose out in right field. And we are not medical doctors. But, and there's no Holiday Inn thing or anything like that. Stone stayed at home last night, but he's still making the call. So we'll probably take a second just to see if we can get Braden stitched up here so we can, not literally, but put back together so he can stay in the game. 2 runs for the Knicks in the top of the inning. They got 2 runs on 1 hit. All right, looks like this is going to be a little bit longer, so we'll step away for just a second. Still bases loaded, bottom of the first. Knicks lead Potters 2-1. Braden Holiday back out in right field. Looks none the worse for wear. And he will maintain his position as we have an 0-2 count on Brandon Springer here. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the first. Springer from William Jessup University was 2 for 4 last night with a pair of doubles. He's up here now, but behind in the count 0-2. And here's Coleman ready to go again. Here we go. High fly ball right center field. Holiday giving chase, center fielder giving chase. Nice catch out there in center field by Pretty. Both runners tag, and the sacrifice fly for Brandon Springer. Scoring is Maloney. Going to third is Sanchez. Trey Furry stayed at first. Springer gets an RBI. An excellent catch out there by Jason Pretty in center field. He had to cover a lot of ground because Holiday just had a little problem in right field, the bullpen, so he really wasn't going to take a run at that one, and Pretty had to go all the way over and didn't make the play. Here's Don Magrella. Don 1 for 2 yesterday, scored a run. He is the DH today out of Sac City. Breaking ball caught the inside corner, 0-1. Furry down at first base. We learned from the last couple of seasons he is at any time liable to just decide it's time to walk it towards second base and steal it. So we'll keep an eye on Trey Furry with 2 outs and runners on the corners. That's another breaking ball. That's inside. 1-1 on Don Magrella. 2-2 ball game here as the Potters have come back with 5 hits and 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And a sacrifice fly by Springer. On the outside corner to Dom, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cade Sanchez is down at third. JT Maloney scored on the fly ball. Furry now with a pretty big lead over first base. Coleman comes set. There goes Trey. Here's the pitch. It's high and no throw as Trey doesn't slide into second base. I don't even know what to call that. It's what happens when your slip and slide has no water and you just kind of stop. And then, unfortunately, he did it head first. And so if one of our great photographer friends were here and took a picture of him right when he was doing his face plant, I would have him sign that and pay any amount of money to get hold of that. So Furry somehow is still at second base, and it's a 2-2 count on Don Magrella. Swing and a miss on off-speed pitch. Got him on strikes. So 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 left. We go to the second. It's tied at 2.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome back. Top of the second. Grant Kelly taking his warm-up tosses. Game tied at 2. Just want to remind you that tomorrow is Military Sunday, 1:05 first pitch. Free with military ID. It's a Slice Sundays also. Ice-cold sliced beer on tap. So get your tickets now, LincolnPotters.com. Tomorrow is Military Sunday. And now we are almost ready to get going here. We've had a lot. We've had two 2 runs by both teams. We've also had the dueling dogs batter strike out, so it's been half-price beer. So there's been a lot going on, and we've only been here for 35 minutes. So, I mean, usually one inning isn't going to take 35 minutes, but nobody seems to mind, and there are fireworks in our future, so everybody's happy about that. Here's Jason Pretty, the center fielder, who made a fantastic running catch, or a fine running catch early in the inning. In the bottom of the first, he takes the first pitch down low for a ball. He's followed by Gavin Velez and then Cooper Callison, 8, 9, and 1. He takes that one down low. 2-0 on Jason from Doane University. D-O-A-N-E, Doane University. 2-0 pitches inside again, 3-0. 2 walks in the first inning for Grant Kelly. 1 Potter's error, all contributing to 2 runs for the Knicks. Potter's tied it up in the bottom of the first, but now 3-0 on Jason Pretty to start the second. High and outside, ball 4. So Pretty goes down to first base, and now Gavin Velez is going to be the hitter. Gavin, the catcher out of Sonoma State. Right-hand hitting catcher up here. Runner at first base and nobody out, top of the second. Cooper Callison, the leadoff man on deck for the Knicks. Short lead at first base by Pretty. Here's the pitch. Velez takes outside and low into the dirt and blocked by Landon Weiss. 1 ball and no strikes. Already up to 37 pitches for Grant Kelly. And that's something I know that John Peters and also Brock Raggett's our pregame guest, the pitching coach, keep an eye on. Kelly out of the College of Southern Nevada. Here's the 1-0. That's right down the middle for a strike. Evens it up, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1:05 tomorrow, as we said, Military Sunday. Then the Potters come back in action at home on Tuesday night against the Sacramento Yankees. That's a 6:35 first pitch. And then Thursday they take on the Yankees again. That's inside for a ball. That's a Thirsty Thursday, which is a staple around here. I don't have the exact bargains available to you, but Thirsty Thursday, I believe $2 beers is kind of the password of the day, and that's never a bad thing. 2-1 pitch. That's in there for a call, strike again, 2-2. Fat Cat with the dogs and the sausage and all kinds of stuff down there. That's I believe you get those beers. You want to go over and have a Fat Cat dog. You can do that. That's not a bad idea. 2-2 pitches swung on and missed an inside fastball, and Velez is down on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout for Grant Kelly, and here's Cooper Callison. Third baseman out of Sonoma State got a base on balls back in the first inning and scored. He was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Comes up here with 1 out and a runner at first base. Left-hand hitting Callison against the right-hander Kelly. Chops that one down the first baseline foul. The first base coach was spreading his arms like he was going to make a big deal about handling it, and then one of the Potters' extra players ran out there and got it in front of him. Too bad. I wanted to see that play because he was getting ready. Piper the Peacock hanging out down the first base line as well. Just kind of talking to admirers and well-wishers. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and hit down the left field line. I think it's going to be foul into the bullpen area, and it is. Giving chase was Aiden Isola and third baseman Trey Furry. But it was foul, so hit and run perhaps on there as Pretty took off. That'll make it 0-2 now on Cooper Callison. Ansel Carson, who had a line drive off of Kelly's glove and turned it into a double back in the first inning. He is on deck. Another great crowd out here for fireworks night. Here's the 0-2. Callison lifts it into left center field. Isola's moving over. He is not going to be able to get there. He tries to get it on a hop. Pretty's rounding second. He's going to third, and getting into second base is Cooper Callison. Callison put it out there in left center, and Aiden Isola seems like he had a little trouble seeing it, which is Very normal for a first-time left fielder in the Sun Field that is McBean Stadium. Callison drops it in there for a double. Going to third is Jason Pretty, so for the second inning in a row, it's second and third. There is one out this time for the Knicks, and here is Ansel Carson. Carson 1 for 1 in limited duty last night and had that double we talked about in the first inning here, so he is 2 for 2 in his stay here in Lincoln. Left-hand hitting shortstop. First pitch is just a little bit inside, 1-0. Lucas Schaefer, number 3 hitter on deck. Purdy down at third. He got the base on balls. Then the double by Callison. He just put it in the perfect spot and never stopped running. Good base running by Purdy as well to see that that one was going to fall in and make it to third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on Carson. He went down 0-2 his first time on a couple of off-speed pitches and then hit that one, a line drive off of Kelly's glove. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ansel Carson. Coming to us from Contra Costa College. He fouls that one off, makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 on Ansel Carson. Just in the top of the second here. Grant Kelly closing in on 50 pitches in his initial outing as a Potter. Checks the runner at third. That's Pretty. Callison at second base. 1-2 coming up to Carson. Just misses the outside corner. 2-2. Nice pitch by Kelly. Just missed the outside corner. Nice take by Carson. And he's even the count up at 2-2. I want to talk about the kiln again, but I don't want Stones to come back on mic because his voice is giving out, and I feel bad asking him. You know, I'm that kind of a guy. I'm a considerate person. Even though he's not a friend, he's just a coworker. I mean, I care about him. 2-2. Callison with a big lead at second, so anything getting in the outfield on the ground is going to be an easy score for him. 2-2 pitches lined into right field in front of Springer, a base hit, and they're going to hold Callison at third base as scoring is Pretty. So it's a RBI single for Carson. He's 3 for 3 on the weekend. Moving over to third is Callison with just 1 out, and that'll bring up Lucas Schaefer, who had a sacrifice fly his first time up to center field. Springer handled it quickly. Callison maybe not being able to tell if that ball was going to carry all the way out to Brandon, so he was playing it safe. Springer got it in very quickly on the first bounce. So 3-2 now in favor of the Knicks, and they've got runners at first and third. That is outside for a ball. And just looking at Ansel Carson, he looks like he wants to take off over at first base. We'll see if that happens. As Kelly has now hit 50 pitches. We are 1 out in the top of the second inning. Callison coming down the line at third. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball caught the corner. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucas Schaefer. Then Braden Holiday. Schaefer out of the College of Marin. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Nice pitch by Grant Kelly. He is ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Potter's infielders short and second, playing double play depth. Gray Furry now has a couple of steps. He was even with the bag. Now he's moving back a little bit at third base. 1-2 coming up from Grant Kelly. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Nice pitch by Kelly, 2 of them in a row. Big strikeout, his 4th strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Braden Holiday, who hopefully is recovered from his mishap in the bullpen area last inning. Stones McCoy, Dr. Stones McCoy, I should say, diagnosed a bloody nose, which is not really a diagnosis, it's just an observation. But, I mean, you know, he's not really a doctor, so that's all right. Let's see if the runner is going at first. He is not. That one is hit out sharply toward Maloney at short. He's got it, scoops it to second for the 4th. So 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left at the end of an inning and a half. It's the Knicks 3 and the Potters 2.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Welcome back, bottom of the second, and that did not mean I wanted this camera on, okay? Stones McCoy, I'm talking to Stones McCoy because we had a little bit of a delay as there are thousands and thousands of children out on the field racing Piper. I think Piper probably finished 11th out of 46.
7.
And
47.
There are really people there that are not even 2 feet tall.
No, I mean, I think this is the youngest.
That is,
in fact,
that one right there.
The entire age group, if you put all of those ages together, don't equal Piper.
That's it. You could put the whole crowd together, not equal me.
Oh, that's true.
Stones, I wanted you to come on again because I wanted you to reinforce what you're telling me about the kiln out there because I'm really impressed with that. I know that's for large groups and stuff, and it's a great deal, the groups that go ahead and get that deal and go out there. But now it's just they've really taken care of that spot and refurbished it, and it looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, they the Potters went all out this year and got together with Marquez General Engineering, and they had a group, and you and I were out here for part of it.
Yeah.
They had a group of 25, 30 guys out there finishing the concrete, getting everything ready, setting it all up. We have somebody handing us the largest consumption of chocolate cookies I've ever seen.
That's awesome. Who do we pay for these? We're not giving any to Willie.
No, Willie gets nothing.
No, Willie gets nothing. These are ours. Thank you so much, person who wanted to give those to Willie, but now they'll never get to him.
So, but Marquez General, I mean, they came through for the Potters this year. They turned a dirt field into a concrete, beautiful, beautiful area to have big parties.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stones McCoy. I appreciate you, playing injured the way you were because you had to come through and you have the info. And when Stones has the info, he's the one that's got to give you the info. Bottom of the second, Landon Weiss, Zach Malone, and the top of the order, Aiden Isola for the Potters. Weiss 1 for 2 yesterday. He scored a run. He drove in 2. Out of William Jessup, and Coleman's first pitch is behind him. So that's going to be a ball. I'll make the call from up here. 1 ball and no strikes, and Landon stood very still so that ball wouldn't hit him. Stones, why'd you give our cookies away? I get at least one of those. Lee. That's hit high up in the air to right field. Holiday comes in, still coming in. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch for the first out. So Weiss flies out to right field, out number 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. And here's Zach Malone, who was 1 for 4 yesterday and scored a run. Center fielder out of Roseville, headed to Sac State. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander, Zach Coleman, who once again has a lead. He had a 2-0 lead, and Potters made it 2-2. Now he's got a 3-2 lead. Top of the order on deck, Aiden Isola. Here's Coleman from the windup. It's a windup, but he kind of comes set in the middle of his windup, and then like he's working from a stretch. So it's very confusing. But I'll deal with it. 0-1. Zach takes inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Zach Malone. Playing out in center field for the Potters. Potters do have someone up in the bullpen. Unfortunately, the number does not correspond to anybody that I have here. So we will continue to investigate that. That's hit high up in the air to left center. Pretty is on the move, so is Schaefer, and it's going to drop in front of Jason Pretty, who again covers a lot of ground out there. He's in left center field and gets it on a hop and keeps Malone from getting 2 bases. But Zach gets his second hit in a row. He was 0 for 3 last night, got a hit his last time up, and a hit his first time up today. He's down at first base. The Potters now have 6 hits through the first 9 batters, and here's Aiden Isola, who had the first hit in the first inning, a ground ball right back up the middle for Aiden, playing in left field today for the Potters. Sac City product out of Granite Bay High School. right-handed hitter. Malone, short lead at first base. Isola takes in there for a strike. 0-1. Yeah, Malone did have a stolen base last night. I thought when he got his base hit, which was his third at bat, not his fourth, he did get a stolen base. Here's the pitch. Isola hits it sharply right at shortstop. Over to second for one. Then he falls down, but the second baseman, Zach White, fell down. But he did maintain possession of the ball, and his foot was on the bag, so the forced play is recorded. Isola is at first base. That's a fielder's choice for Aiden, and he hit that ball really hard. But he is at first base now with 2 outs, and Zach White seems to be okay. That was Carson who stopped it and was hit so hard he knocked it down, picked it up. He still had plenty of time, I think, to turn it, although Isola has good speed. But Zach White maybe slipped on top of the bag and lucky to get the single out. And here's Levi Sotomayor, who singled his first time right back up the middle. He gets a ground ball to the left of second. That is going to go into right field for a base hit. Isola is going to hold on at second base as Holiday is up with it quickly and gets it back into Carson. So Levi with his second hit in a row, his 4th hit in 2 days. And first and second, Potters now with 7 hits in the game. And here's JT Maloney, who singled his first time up. JT steps in here with runners at first and second. 2 outs now. Cade Sanchez to follow, but it's all about JT Maloney, another Sac City product. Hits a sharp grounder right out at Carson at shortstop, picks it up, throws over to White at second base, and gets the runner by a step. So a fielder's choice for Maloney ends the inning. We go to the third. Knicks lead at 3-2.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded to the state or even to the country because it's so delicious.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potter.
We apologize. That great commercial read was fantastic, but I talked about this last night, Stones, and I've got to mention it today. They're doing it again. It's axe throwing. And I know you say it's like Nerf axes or something, but I don't. Whose idea is this?
Well, obviously the axe-throwing companies out there decided to make one that everybody can use.
That was fantastic. Did you see that?
Yeah, see, now you're into it.
There it is. Oh, fantastic job giving us the camera view.
Now you're able to. Yeah,
I'm kind of into it, but I don't know if they should have kids throwing axes. Oh, my gosh.
Well, Mom's throwing hard.
That was a fantastic throw.
Mom's throwing hard.
Okay, so I can get a look. She throws like 70 of them in 5 seconds. All right, do more now. I want to see more. Why are they stopping now?
Well, because
it's my new favorite thing.
You only get 4, and whoever wins a prize from the Potters merchandise booth.
Oh, so okay. They don't win an axe or anything like that?
Oh, God, I hope not.
That'd be a great
I really hope not.
Let's have axe night. I used to have bat night.
I don't want to have axe
night. Okay. I think we have a new pitcher, number 12.
We have pitcher number 12, and I will find that.
You're going to find out who this. Okay. I don't have a number 12 here. But I know Willie Preston will have number 12. I was more worried about the axe throwing, so that's all I was doing. So Grant Kelly is done. Tyler Stewart. There we go. Tyler Stewart out of Sac State, 6'1", 195 from Cameron Park. Well done, Stones McCoy. So Stewart will come on in relief of Grant Kelly. So Tyler Stewart will face Joey Lovelace, Zach White, and Jaden Huang too. The first 3 hitters for the Knicks here in the top of the third. A lot of activity. Potters already have 7 hits in this game. Just the 2 runs, though. The Knicks have 4 hits, but they were beneficiary for 3 walks as well in a Potters error. Here's Tyler Stewart. His first pitch is outside for a ball, wearing number 12, which they might want to tell me. At least Tyler's on the roster, and that's all we really care about. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. So I'm glad we got to look at axe throwing because it kind of appealed to me a little bit more then. Although it looks like it's kind of hard to throw him and actually get him to stick. 1-1 pitch, check swing. Did he go? I thought he did. If they're going to ask me, check with me. No, they don't. 2-1. It was, unbiased opinion. I just thought he swung. 2-1 pitch. He did swing at that one. It's moving outside a slider, perhaps. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Joey Lovelace, who struck out his first time up looking back in the first inning. He's the DH. He sharply hits a ground ball out toward Cade Sanchez at second base, who comes up and flips it over to Sotomayor. And Lovelace is retired 4-3. First out of the third inning in the books. And here's Zach White, who got a base on balls his first time. And hopefully he's okay after falling down at second base in the last half inning. It seems none the worse for wear. Zach out of Sonoma State University. Right-handed hitting second baseman against the new pitcher Tyler Stewart. First pitch is a nice-looking fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Kelly gave up 4 hits and 3 runs, did strike out 4, but walk 3. Breaking ball is just a little bit too high. So Grant a little bit rusty, had a good, like we said, 4 strikeouts in 2 innings, but a couple of too many free passes. That's outside. One ball, 1 strike. Hit sharply but foul down the third base line. Again, right at his own dugout. And the Knicks are scattering over there. To talk to their manager, find out why they call themselves the Novato Knicks. 2 balls and 2 strikes, I'm told by Riley the engineer, who also maintains our scoreboard, so I'm going to go with it. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes. So 2 quick outs, and Jaden Huang 2 will be the hitter. He struck out the first time, and he is the Dueling Dogs batter, so he got people 50% off. And if he strikes out again, it'll be free. I don't know if it works that way, but that's the way I would do it. They probably will say, no, it's 50% off again. I say, no, for the second time, it's got to be free. Fastball inside for a ball. My ideas are rarely adopted, though, so I would not. If you're going to get the beer, I would not say, hey, the guy said it's free. It's not. That's in there for a call strike on the inside corner. Willie Preston, the best in the business, unfortunately, the only time he's not the best in the business when he makes his barking noises for the dueling dog batter. I understand the connection, but it's not that easy to make a good bark, you know? It's a talent. 2-1 pitch, sails high, 3-1. So Stewart got a ground out and a strikeout, but he's now 3-1 on Wing 2. Jason Pretty is on deck, the center fielder. That one's fouled back to the screen, so we're a strike away, 50%. Willie's hoping that they'll go ahead and somebody will get 50% off and bring him the spoils, which I can see that happening. They love Willie Preston out here at McBean. Here's the 3-2. Call strike 3, and there you have it. Dueling Dogs 50% off. We go to the bottom of the third. Knicks lead at 3-2.
Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Zach Coleman still out on the mound, bottom of the third inning. He's given up 7 hits and 2 runs over 2 innings, but just 29 pitches. So he's got plenty left in the tank out of the College of Marin, and he's out there to face Cade Sanchez, Trey Furry, and Brandon Springer. 4, 5, and 6 for the Potters, who trailed this one 3-2. Sanchez singled his first time up. He's 2 for 5 on the young season. There's a couple of runs batted in from last night. Beautiful night out here for baseball. Here's the pitch. Coleman's first one is down in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Thought the Brick and Barrel backyard would be a little bit more crowded after the 50% off, but I think everybody got there early, and they want to get back in their seats to see Cade hit, so I understand that. Breaking ball, nice looking pitch from Coleman. He's thrown that a couple of times. Bent it in there for a strike against right-handed hitters. 1-1 on Cade Sanchez out of Houston, Texas. Playing at second base for the Potters. That one is outside. 2-1. Gavin Velez behind the plate. Cooper Callison at third. Ansel Carson, the shortstop. Zach White at second. Jaden Hoying, 2, is at first. Holiday Pretty and Schaefer in the outfield for the Novato Knicks, who lead this one 3-2, bottom of the third. Look out, inside for a ball. 3-1. JP, John Peters, the manager, talking about Cade Sanchez yesterday in our pregame warm-up interview. He said he has a really quick bat, which he just used to hit a ground ball into center field for another base hit. So Sanchez is 2 for 2 today. Potters with their 8th hit of the game, and here's Trey Furry, who lined a single to left his first time up. This is the kind of night that Trey Furry might pull out the power. He's got the power to hit it out of here, and he's done so on several occasions. And it'd be a nice kind of way to christen a fireworks crowd, put one out of here, Mr. Furry. 0 for 4 last night, and spanked a single in the left field his first time up today, so he is 1 for 1. He's got a runner at first and nobody out against Zach Coleman. That one is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 on Trey Furry. Brandon Springer to follow. Short lead at first base by Sanchez. Furry grounds one foul down the third base line over by the Knicks dugout, which they are congregating outside of, and there's a lot of them in the bench, so a lot of guys to take aim at over there. Usually it's their own guys who hit it down there, but this time it was Furry, who is now down in the count, 0-2. Breaking ball misses the inside corner, almost got it in there. 1-2 on Trey. Out of Folsom Lake College, Oklahoma Baptist. Told us he's in the transfer portal when he was up here today. Here's the 1-2 coming up. Popped up, out of play behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Trey Furry. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Potters trailing this one 3-2. Grant Kelly started for the Potters. Tyler Stewart on the mound now. Zach Coleman has gone the entire way for Novato. 1-2 coming up. Fastball call, strike 3, outside corner. And Trey did not agree with that. That, I think, is the first strikeout for Zach Coleman. Furry is down on strikes, and here's Brandon Springer, who flied out to center field. Sacrifice fly his first time up. 2 for 4 yesterday for Brandon. Scored a run and now has driven one in for the Potters. He's got a runner at first base. 1 out now. Dom Magrella to follow the number 7 spot. Springer takes inside. Breaking ball. 1-0 on Brandon. Out of William Jessup University. Right down the road. Coleman comes set, checks over at first base. A short lead by Sanchez. Here's the pitch. Springer hits it down the third base line right at the dugout, which we've talked about on several occasions. That one hit something and just went all the way down into the corner. So nobody hurt on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brendan Springer. Right-handed hitter. Brandon's about 6'3", 6'4". He's a tall one. Hits that one high up in the air, down the right field line and out of play, down by the parking lot Potters, who had, I think, on the menu today was scallops and some other stuff. Brussels sprouts, shrimp. They had shrimp on the menu yesterday. They had like 3 entrees yesterday. They had a bacon cheeseburger and shrimp and corn. And today, a more seafoody kind of menu today for the parking lot Potters. There goes the runner. The pitch is down in the dirt and not a throw going to be made. Sliding in is Cade Sanchez. He gets credit for the stolen base. Pitch is a ball to Brandon Springer, so now he's got a runner out in scoring position and a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Don, the head of the parking lot Potters. They do fantastic work out there, and not the least of which is making a tremendous tailgating meal most nights. Not every night, but most nights. 2-2 coming up. Springer takes outside. Good take by Brandon. 3-2 now. No activity right now in the Knicks bullpen. They had 3 pitchers go last night. Check of the runner. 3-2 coming to Springer. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch got him. So second strikeout of the inning for Zach Coleman. His first 2 of the game. And here's Dom Agrella, who struck out. Actually make that second and third of the game because Dom struck out back in the first inning. So still out at second base, Cade Sanchez, who singled. Stole second. But now 2 outs, and here's Dom from Sac City College. Sanchez getting a decent lead out there. Zach White kind of shadowing him from second base. Fastball high and outside. 1-0 on Dom Agrella. Landon Weiss, the catcher, on deck. Dom hitting in the number 7 spot for manager John Peters tonight. Swing and a miss. Another breaking pitch from Coleman. Evens the count 1-1. Tomorrow, 1:05, the same 2 teams conclude the 3-game series. Potters are back at home on Tuesday against the Sacramento Yankees and Thursday also against the Yankees before entertaining the Menlo Park Legends next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Breaking balls high and outside. 2-1. So lots of chances to come out and see your Potters before CCL play starts, and that will be the next week as the Sonoma Stompers will be in town, but the Potters will play them 5 times. I think 4 of them are in Sonoma. High for a ball. Three balls and 1 strike on Dom Agrella. Coleman comes set. Checks Sanchez at second base. 3-1 pitch. In there for a call strike. 3-2. Potters play the Stompers on the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th. 3 of those 4 are on the road. The Potters do have a home game on the 9th against the West Coast Kings as well. So a lot of chances to see your Potters. Takes that one outside corner, call strike 3. So 3 straight strikeouts after a single to open the inning. We go to the 4th. The Knicks lead this one 3-2.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport. Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the old historic district. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
Moving along to the top of the fourth inning, Knicks leading at 3-2. It'll be Jason Pretty, Gavin Velez, and Cooper Callison against Tyler Stewart, who struck out 2 in his first inning of work in relief of Grant Kelly. Tyler, the right-hander out of Sac State, or California State University of Sacramento, whichever one you prefer. I went there so I can say whichever one I want. So there you go. That's the way that works. Pretty got a base on balls and scored back in the second inning. First pitch from Stewart is outside for a ball. 1-0 on Jason. Comes to us from Doane University and takes that one on the outside corner. Evens it up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Another great crowd. We thank the fans of Lincoln for coming out and supporting the Potters again, as they've done for the past 7 years. That one is a nice-looking pitch, which was called a ball, so it makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. My advice to you, if you want to come out to a Potters game, get a bunch of people together. 2-1 pitches, swung and a miss, and go out to that Kiln area for large groups. That looks fantastically fun. I might have to go out there myself. You know, I'll talk to the engineer and Riley, the real engineer. Check swing, he went. Yes, strike 3. So Stewart with his 3rd straight strikeout, and Pretty is down on strikes for the first out of the 4th, and it brings up Gavin Velez, who struck out back in the second inning. So Gavin is 0 for 1. See if I can work with my engineers and get like a remote hookup out there and broadcast from the Kiln. Work on that, Riley. Take that through the levels of the company. I know you have to go up to the higher-ups to get the okay for something like that, but do what you can. And here's Velez. Takes the first one inside and is ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Cooper Callison, the top of the order, on deck for the Knicks, who lead this one 3-2, just in the top of the 4th inning. Tyler Stewart, the second pitcher for the Potters. That one just a little bit high. So Velez quickly ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Stewart from the windup throws that one right down the middle, and consequently he is rewarded with a strike call. 2-1 on Gavin. Right-handed hitting catcher out of Sonoma State University. Chops that one down. Yes, right over by the dugout, the Knicks dugout. That one fortunately hit the screen before it got out to where the hundreds of Knicks players are congregated. But evens the count up quickly at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gavin Velez. Breaking ball just a little bit high. 3-2. Gavin about 5'8", I would say. So if he was 5'10", he would probably be back in the dugout right now. But here's the 3-2. Fastball down low. Ball 4. A couple of close pitches. Stewart loses them to the base on ball, so Velez goes down to first base. First base runner against Tyler Stewart. And here's Cooper Callison, who has walked and doubled, so he has been on base both times against Grant Kelly. Walked in the first and scored, and then perfectly placed a line drive into left center field did last time and made it around to second base. Takes the first pitch down low. 1-0 on Callison. He's followed by Ansel Carson, who hasn't been retired in 3 trips in this weekend's activity so far. Fastball got caught the outside corner. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cooper Callison. Two in the first, 1 in the second for the Knicks. Potters with 2 in the first. That's a swing and a miss by Callison. That's how we got to 3-2 here in the top of the 4th. Just a good feeling at a baseball game. People milling around, having fun, getting something to eat, getting something to drink. Chopped out towards second base. Sanchez has it. He's going to go to second for 1, over to first, and they got a double play. What a play. What a throw by the shortstop, J.T. Maloney, for the 4-6-3 double play. So nothing going for the Knicks in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Novato leads this one 3-2.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come
on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful, wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the fourth, I'm very mesmerized by the air guitar contest. Piper taking on two very small opponents, and evidently they think playing guitar is just patting your hands back and forth and you're flapping them like you're flapping your wings, and they're going to go ahead and let that. I really, really fear for the next generation of air guitarists if they're going to say that is the standard by which air guitar is going to be measured. I salute the participants for coming out there against Piper. Piper is a very imposing presence, but that was really not guitaring out there. And I've seen guitaring. That was not guitaring. But again, thanks for coming out and helping us out. Coleman's first pitch is in there for a strike. He's facing Landon Weisson, Zach Malone, and Aiden Isola. I don't want to be negative with children, but your side about the axe throwing, so you got to meet me halfway here on the air guitaring. 1-1 to Weiss, who flied to right back in the second for his only appearance. Breaking ball's hit high up in the air to left field. Schaefer's moving over. Now he's moving back. Still going back. Reaches up and makes the catch up against the fence. A fine catch by Lucas Schaefer. A ball that might have gone out. I think it was a little bit short, but what a catch out there by Lucas Schaefer. Weiss is denied the first home run of the season, perhaps, for the Lincoln Potters. But he hit the ball well, as he has done all the times he has been up so far in this season. Here's Zach Malone, who singled his first time up. Left-handed center fielder, was 1 for 4 last night. Out here against Zach Coleman, who's now hit 52 pitches. Malone lines one out shortstop, who can't see it. He loses it in the sun. It's in the left center field for a base hit. He went right at Ansel Carson and it came right up to him, and then when it got real close, he said, I have no idea where it is. The sun is very brutal on the left side of the infield this time of night. And Malone has himself a sun-aided line drive hit. He did hit the ball hard. Carson goes to get his sunglasses. Here's Aiden Isola, who singled in the first inning, then hit into a fielder's choice, and he hit the ball about twice as hard the second time as he did the first time, but he hit it right at the shortstop. So he is 1 for 2, 0 for 4 last night, did have an RBI. Steps in here against Zach Coleman. That was hit number 9 for the Potters. Breaking ball inside to Aiden. He takes it for a ball, 1-0 on Aiden Isola. Led by Sotomayor, who's 2 for 2 in this game. He is on deck. He's followed by JT Maloney. So Malone at first. A 1-0 count to Aiden Isola. Breaking balls ripped to left field, but foul over the grassy knoll and out toward the parking lot area. So Aiden all over that one, but turned on it. And he is even in the count. 1 ball in, 1 strike. Looks like a little bit of stirring going on now in the Knicks bullpen as Coleman working in his 4th inning. 55 pitches to his name. 1-1 pitch to Isola. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Rung up by the base umpire, who's last night's home plate umpire. He was probably our favorite umpire because he had a generous strike zone, which is just what you need in the first game of the year. And he called a tremendous game last night. 1-2 now on Aiden. That's high with a fastball by Zach Coleman. 2-2. Malone down at first base. Piper sauntering in front of the bleachers behind the backstop there with his entourage of young people who are drawn to his magnetism. There's a throw over to first base. And back in is Zach Malone. Maybe it's the tail feathers that does it. I don't know. But they just flock to him. 2-2 coming up. Malone creeps off at first base. And down in the dirt. Nice block by Gavin Velez. Three balls and 2 strikes now, 1 out. Would not be surprised if Zach Malone takes off from first base on this one. 3-2 pitch coming up to Aiden Isola. High fly ball right field, short right field coming in as Holiday. He's not going to be able to get there. Good base running. Right there, good base running by Zach Malone. He went halfway. He saw the ball was going to get knocked down and took off and beat the throw into second base. It's a single for Isola, his second hit of the game. 10th hit for the Potters. Aiden didn't hit that one as hard as he's hit some of the other ones, but he found a good spot in front of Holiday in right field. And here's Levi Sotomayor. Singled in the first, singled in the second. So Levi up here with 2 runners on and just 1 out in the 4th inning. Left-handed hitting. First baseman today. That's outside. Tried to place a curveball in the outside corner. Just missed a little bit, so it's 1-0 on Levi. JT Maloney to follow. Malone at second. Isola at first. There's a fastball, good-looking pitch in there for a call strike. Levi had a thought at it and then let it go. Caught the outside half of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's fouled back to the screen. Knocked our camera down. So Levi does not want us to broadcast from that camera anymore. I guess he didn't like that look, so he just hit a foul ball and knocked it down, and Stones McCoy's going to now there's a guy in the front row who's playing to the camera. Look at him, Riley. He's over there like he thinks he's on camera. That's high, a fastball. Kind of the Cheech and Chong looking guy down there. And he was mugging for the camera. 2-2, but fortunately, at Stones Red Networks we have many cameras. Well, we have a couple of cameras. Stones is going to go down and do some repairs, him and his buddy down there. Here's the 2-2, outside ball 3. I wish we could dedicate a simple camera to watching Stones out there as they're obviously some part was knocked off and now they're looking for it. Actually, you probably can see him behind home plate to your extreme right on the screen. Swinging and a foul into the catcher's glove, strike 3. Big out for Zach Coleman on that one. He got Sotomayor for the first time. So 2 outs, and here's JT Maloney. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound and perhaps a pitching change as 64 pitches for Zach Coleman. We're going to step away for just a second.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Back out to the mound is Zach Coleman as the meeting is resolved. There is some activity now in the bullpen, some very furious activity out there, but right now it's still Zach Coleman. JT Maloney at the plate. 2 out and 2 on here in the fourth. Takes outside for a ball. JT singled in the first inning and scored, hit into a fielder's choice in the second, so he is 1 for 2. Was 0 for 4 in last night's opener. Shortstop out of Sac City College. Check swing, did he go? Well, it's called strike, so either he did or was on the corner, so it's 1-1 on JT Maloney. Over at first, Aiden Isola. Zach Malone is at second. Maloney swings and misses in the back, goes flying right at the patrons there on the third base side. He goes over to pick it up. Offers a little bit of an apology as they almost became more involved in the game than they even wanted to. And those are great seats over there, that row behind the screen. Got the cup holders and everything. That's fantastic over there. But that time you had a bat flying at you, so momentarily you might have regretted your decision, but everything worked out okay. And it's 1-2 on JT Maloney. Takes a fastball, called outside corner, strike 3. So a couple more strikeouts for Coleman. We're through 4, and the Knicks lead at 3-2.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori with Frey & Associates Real Estate has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the fifth, Tyler Stewart still on the mound for the Potters. He's been through 27 pitches in 2 innings and allowed 1 base runner. He'll face Ansel Carson, Lucas Schaefer, and Braden Holiday, 2, 3, and 4. For the Knicks, Carson 2 for 2 today, a double and a single and a run batted in. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike, was 1 for 1 last night. Left-hand hitting shortstop. Out of Contra Costa College. Hits one out sharply towards second base. That Sanchez has it on a big hop. Underhands to first and gets him by a step. 1 out as Carson is finally retired. And here's Lucas Schaefer, who has sacrificed fly in the first inning, then struck out in the second. So he's 1 for 4 for the series and a run batted in. Right-hand hitting left fielder. He is out of the College of Marin. Pops it up right side. Call is Sanchez. Cade has it for the second out. So quickly 2 outs for Tyler Stewart here in the fifth. And that brings up Braden Holiday, who reached on an error in the first inning and hit into a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2. Did pick up an RBI in the first inning as the error had nothing to do with the fact that there was a runner at third. He was scoring anyway, whether a play was made or not. So he gets credit for the RBI. Was up here with 2 quick outs here in the fifth. First pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Joey Lovelace, the DH, on deck in case Holiday can reach for the Knicks. That one's down the middle. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Grant Kelly went the first 2 innings. 4 hits, 3 runs, struck out 4, walked 3. Stewart came on in the 3rd inning, 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd, allowed a walk in the 4th, but then the Potters turned to 4-6-3 double play. Breaking ball in there for a strike, so it evens it up at 2-2. That's hit well to left field, going back as Isola, still going back, looks up, and that one is out of here. Braden Holiday hits the first home run of the season, a line drive over the left field fence, and the Knicks now lead at 4-2. Second run batted in for Holiday. He had 4 home runs during the Sonoma State season, so obviously had the power, and he showed it to us right there, as obviously he has recovered from his bloody nose in right field and goes yard to give the Knicks the 2-run lead. Here's Joey Lovelace, struck out and grounded out, so 0 for 2 for Joey. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike on 1. So unexpected there as Stewart was just mowing through the inning very quickly on a couple of pitches. Fastball on the corner, inside corner that is, 0-2. And Holiday just got a hold of one and hit it over the left field fence. Fastball just misses outside. 1-2 on Joey Lovelace. Zach White to follow if Lovelace gets something started. Fastball just a little bit low. A couple of Potters thought it might not be low, and they kind of headed off toward the dugout area, but they are going to have to return to their respective positions as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lovelace swing and a miss inside fastball, got him on strikes. So 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Knicks 4 and the Potters 2.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Lincoln Potters baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Zach Coleman still out on the mound for the Novato Knicks, working into his 5th inning. He'll face Cade Sanchez, Trey Furry, and Brandon Springer after the Braden Holiday home run gave the Knicks a 4-2 lead. Here's Sanchez, who singled in the first, drove in a run with his single in the first, and he singled in the 3rd, so he is 2 for 2. Out of Houston, Texas, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Breaking ball stays high. 1 ball and no strikes. Potters with 5 hits in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. So 10 hits in the game. Still just 2 runs, though. That one is right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, that's a good looking nachos right there. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. Like a good plate of nachos. That's in the dirt. 2-1. They come back. It's like 4 people come back. One of them's got nachos. One of them has a burger. One of them has a dog. And one of them has, I don't know, shaved ice or something. I like that. You take advantage of everything. It's a smorgasbord out there, Riley. You got to take advantage of everything. Engineer Riley over here saying I'd never do that. That is down low for a ball, 3-1. You got to try it all, baby. we've got the Fat Cat is fantastic dogs and all kinds of stuff over and brats and stuff. But we also have the in-house hot dog people, the Lincoln Potters hot dog people, I call them, and they turn out a delicious dog as well. And then you've got the, brick and barrel backyard down there. You got the kiln out there. You've got the bounce house over there. No wonder there's 1,500 more people here tonight. Thank you, Lincoln Potter fans. No wonder. 3-1 pitch is hit sharply to the third base. Nice play over there by Callison. He goes across the diamond and gets him. Did he get him? No, he didn't. It's going to be a misplay at first base, I think, by Jaden Huangtu. He had it. I think they had it in time, but he could not handle the throw, and that's going to have to be an error on the first baseman as Sanchez reaches base. Nice play by Cooper Callison as that one was headed to left field, and he cut in front of it, picked it up and gunned it across the diamond, but couldn't handle it over at first. First error of the game for the Knicks. Let's see if the Potters can take advantages. Here's Trey Furry, who is singled and struck out. So he is 1 for 2. Sanchez on for his third time today. Furry takes a fastball call strike on the outside corner, and he looks down at JP and just shakes his head as he and the outside corner are not friends so far tonight. Coleman checks Sanchez at first. Very short lead over there. Trey fouls that one back to the screen, so very quickly 0-2 with Brandon Springer to follow. One thing that Coleman has not done so far, he's given up a lot of hits, has not walked anybody. So Potters have to earn everything they're getting, except for that last error, of course. But prior to that, 10 hits, but that's all the base runners, nobody extra. 0-2 now on Trey. Line drive right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Sanchez is probably going to stop at second as Pretty has it and guns it into the shortstop Carson. Gets through him, but picked up by Callison. So Furry delivers a line drive base hit to center field. His second hit of the game, the Potters' 11th, as Coleman goes over 75 pitches. And here's Brandon Springer out of William Jessup. He has a sacrifice fly and a strikeout in this one. Looks down at JP, manager coaching at third base, not giving up his third base coaching box for anything. Let's see what the plan is here as we've got Don Magrella on deck. Springer swings and misses. Big cut at that one off speed pitch, 0-1. He got money's worth on that one. Unloading the swing from the shoe tops, but couldn't make contact. 0-1. Zach Coleman out of the College of Marin on the mound for the Knicks. That's chopped down the third baseline. That's a foul ball. Handled over there by Callison, but in foul territory. So, again, quickly 0-2 now on Brandon Springer. Shaved ices never go out of style. Doesn't matter what temperature. That's a family favorite of the Stones McCoy family. I know they could go shaved ice all day. 0-2 now on Springer. That's high and inside. Did he go? I don't know if he did. Are they going to ask? Yes, they are. And yes, he did go. And boos just raining down from everywhere. All 1,500 people are just really mad right now as that was called strike three. I think that was called a swing. And now here's Don Magrella. So 1 out. 7 strikeouts now for Coleman, who had just one in the first 2 innings. That is his 7th. 1 out now in the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball, beautiful pitch in there, and Magrella takes it for a strike. He has struck out twice so far tonight, so he's up here for his 3rd time with a couple of runners on base. And the Potters down by 2 at 4-2. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. So he's got 2 guys on, and the next 3 hitters all went 0-2. And he's 0-2 on Don Magrella. Landon Weiss on deck, who almost had a home run his last time at bat. Nice catch out there by Schaefer in left field. Here's the 0-2. That sharply hit down to Callison. He's going to step on third for one, gun it across the diamond in the dirt, and can't be handled over there by Wang Tu. That was not his fault. It was bounced over there as Callison trying to get rid of it quickly. And good hustle by Agrella. He legs it out. Fielder's choice on the play. Sanchez is retired. Going to second is Furry. So Furry at second and now Agrella at first. And here's Landon Weiss, who, as we mentioned last time, hit a fly to deep left field, and Schaefer made a jumping catch at the fence. Was unclear whether it was going to go over, but it was pretty close. And he was robbed on that one, flied to right his first time. So Landon is 0 for 2 after being 1 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in last night. He takes it outside for a ball, 1-0. Furry at second, and now Agrella over at first. Almost an excellent play by Cooper Callison at third, but he knew he had to get rid of it quickly and just couldn't get everything on it. Weiss takes on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on, bottom of the fifth. High fly ball center field. Pretty has a beat on it in medium deep center. Now comes in 2 steps and makes the catch. So a couple of runners, but nothing going for the Potters in the fifth. We go to the top of the sixth. Knicks lead at 4-2.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old Town Pizza, a proud sponsor of your Potters baseball, will deliver you a slice that you won't soon forget. Come see why they've been voted the best of the best 12 straight years. Visit otpizza.net to get yours today. But don't take it from me.
I think Old Town Pizza should be expanded through the state or even through the country because it's so delicious.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family. Local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Going to the top of the sixth inning, the Knicks have 4 runs on 5 hits. The Potters 2 runs on 11 hits. Zach Coleman has kept them on the bases, but hasn't let any of them cross since the first inning. So he is ahead in the top of the sixth, 4-2. And here comes Zach White, Jaden Huang-Tu, and Jason Pretty, 6, 7, and 8 off Tyler Stewart, working in his 4th inning now for the Potters. He's given up 1 hit and 1 run. The home run by Braden Holiday. Back in the 5th, and here's White, who's walked and struck out. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, so quickly Stewart ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Teams meet again tomorrow, 1:05 first pitch, Military Appreciation Day. That is down low, I guess. Ball 1. 1-1. Free with military ID on Military Sunday. Also Slice Sundays. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Ice cold sliced beer on tap. And there's only one, it's 1 keg. That's all. They have a very limited supply. So you got to get out here and order it quickly, which shouldn't be a problem. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Stewart looking impressive, getting another strikeout. That is his 5th strikeout in 3 1/3. White is down. Here's Jaden Huang-Tu, who has struck out twice, and unfortunately for him, he's the dueling dogs batter, so each strikeout has resulted in a 50% reduction in price of dueling dogs products. And he steps in here now, the left-handed hitting first baseman. He chops one out towards shortstop. Big hop for Maloney and drops it, picks it up, throws to first, and he still got him at first base. So Maloney had it, dropped it, picked it up, and threw it to first, and barely got him at first base. 2 outs, and here's Jason Pretty. Center fielder has walked and scored and then struck out in the fourth, so he is 0 for 1 and covers a heck of a lot of ground out there in center field. Actually, that's Brandon Herder coming up to bat now. So Herder comes in for Pretty. Brandon played last night. He's out of Sonoma State. Had a good night last night. He was 2 for 2 and scored a run last night. So Brandon is up here as a pinch hitter for Jason Pretty. Left-handed hitter will probably take over in center field as well. First pitch is outside and low. It's 1-0 from Tyler Stewart. Right-hander from Sac State. Grant Kelly started, went the first 2 innings, and then Stewart has gone the rest, and he throws that one inside for a ball, 2-0. Former Potters manager Ryan Stevens up in the booth a couple minutes ago. Good to see him. That's fouled out of play. Says he's trying to stay away from McBean Stadium, but his kids keep wanting to come out to the ball game, and so he's got to, you got to bow down to the authority. So he's been out here both nights. That's in there for a strike, 2-2. But he says it's not his doing. It's the kids that want to come out. As we said, 1,500 fans, and we thank the Lincoln Potter fans for coming out again. Swing and a foul ball in the catcher's glove, and it pops out of the catcher's glove, so Herder is still alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 6th. Knicks lead it 4-2. Fastball right down the middle, call strike 3. Tyler Stewart, very impressive once again. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Knicks lead at 4-2.
It begins on the farm, where hard work breeds motivation. Care is taken under watchful eyes. With new growth comes inspiration, where playtime is mandatory. Welcome to Dueling Dogs Brewing Company. Meet the Stevens, a husband and wife who work hand in hand to craft exclusive small batch beer, mead, and cider. Using locally sourced ingredients to ensure freshness in every glass. Where a community of farmers, local artisans, and amazing food make for a truly inspired atmosphere. At the end of the day, we know the value of hard work. The families it unites, it's in the pride we take, the stories we tell, and the best friends who are cherished. Dueling Dogs Brewing Company.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
New inning means a new pitcher for the Novato Knicks. It's Hogan Weaver. The right-hander's coming in. He's out of Sonoma State University. He will relieve Zach Coleman, who goes 5 innings, gives up 11 hits, 2 runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 7. So he gave up a bunch of hits, but didn't walk anybody and after the first 2 innings, had 6 strikeouts in the next 3 innings. So overall, pretty good job by Zach Coleman, and now it's Weaver who will face Zach Malone as we start the bottom of the 6th. Fastball inside corner, call strike. Malone is singled and singled, so he is 2 for 2 today. Had a hit last night as well. Left-hand hitting center fielder. Fastball, that's in there again, strike 2. So 0-2 now on Zach Malone. Also have a new catcher. We think it might be Nico Tejada. It's tough to tell. That's outside for a ball. We're trying to figure out what number it is with the catcher's gear on right across the middle of the number. It's either 3 or 5, and there's no 3 on the roster, so we'll go with that. And if we're wrong, we will blame it on Riley and move on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside. with, I think it was supposed to be a breaking ball, almost like he didn't get a good grip on it. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zach Malone, followed by Aiden Isola and Levi Sotomayor. 9-1-2, and the Potters do have activity also in their bullpen, as Stewart has gone 4 innings of pretty good work. That's fouled back to the screen. On an inside fastball, Weaver brings it up there pretty well, and Malone fouled it off. Might have got a piece of the umpire, maybe. No, he looks okay. One and 2 on Malone. Actually, it should be 2 and 2 on Malone. All right, I got 2 and 2. Scoreboard has 1 and 2. I'm going to go with me. That's high for a ball. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes on Malone, opening up the bottom of the 6th. Potters, time kind of running out on the Potters. They got the wealth of 11 hits, but they only parlayed it into 2 runs. And that well kind of runs dry sometimes. Here's the 3-2. Fastball, ball 4. So Malone walks, got down in the count, worked it all the way back out of base on balls, reaching his base for his 3rd time tonight, and here comes Aiden Isola. He has a couple of singles and a fielder's choice, so Aiden is 2 for 3 today. Right-hand hitting left fielder. Checking with JP. John Peters down at 3rd base. Steps up here against Hogan Weaver. Short lead at first by Malone. That's an inside breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Doesn't seem as comfortable throwing the off-speed stuff as he does throwing the hard stuff. And it is 1 ball and no strikes on Aiden Isola. Reminder, tomorrow, Military Sunday, 1:05 first pitch, free with military ID. Come on out and see the Potters. Great support from the community the first 2 days. That fastball is poured in there for a strike. 1-1. Over 1,450 last night and 1,500 Potter fans in attendance tonight. So we welcome each and every one of you until you come on back. Come on back now, you hear? Something like that. 1-1 coming from Weaver. Throw over to first base, and Malone was kind of leaning the other way, so he's lucky that he got back in there. Nick Tobin has taken over at first base for the Knicks. He was the starting first baseman last night in Game 1. That one sails all the way back to the screen and gets caught up in the screen, luckily, so Malone is able to go, because if you hit the backstop here at McBean, it'll bounce right back to you, but that one went up into the screen too high, and Malone advances to second on the wild pitch. And he's in scoring position, which Potters have been in scoring position a lot today, but have only pushed 2 across the plate so far. 2-1 count on Aiden Isola. Swing and a miss at the fastball. So the fastball's quality. We've seen that. And he is even with Isola, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aiden, a good fastball hitter. Couldn't get around on that one. Levi Sotomayor to follow. Potters need to get something going here. They have a runner at second and nobody out. 2-2 on Aiden Isola. Swing and a miss, another fastball. Got him on strikes. So Weaver comes with the heat, gets Isola on strikes for the first out of the inning. And here is Levi Sotomayor, who has singled twice and struck out. So he is 2 for 3 in the game today, playing first base for the Potters. JT Maloney to follow. Open stance from the left side for Levi against the hard-throwing Weaver. First pitch, a breaking ball. He got that one in there on the corner, so good pitch by Weaver. He is ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Activity continues in the Potters bullpen. Check swing inside. Nice play by the new catcher to block that one. See, that's Tejada to block that one. And no swing by the field umpire. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 coming from Hogan Weaver. Fastball, call strike 2. 1-2 on Levi. JT Maloney to follow. Malone still at second base. He walked and moved up on the wild pitch. That's down low for a ball. Nice block by the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Potters need to do something. Last time they scored, the only time they scored was 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. That was quite some time ago. And they've got runners in scoring position in all innings. Here's the pitch. Curveball didn't get the grip on it again. 3-2 now on Levi. So you can pretty much, it seems like with Weaver, pretty much eliminate the breaking ball and just kind of sit on the fastball. Unfortunately, his fastball is pretty fast, and it's got to buy a couple of Potters hitters already. 3-2 now. And that's hit right back up the middle. Slowly cut off by the shortstop, but he's not going to have a play, but he did save a run. Nice play out there by Ansel Carson as he cut that one off from going into center field and kept Zach Malone at third base. Another hit for the Potters. The third hit for Levi Sotomayor. But again, Carson with an excellent defensive play. And that brings up JT Maloney. So Malone at third. Now over at first is Sotomayor. 1 out here in the 6th. And Maloney coming to the plate. And JT has singled hit into a fielder's choice and struck out. So he is 1 for 3 today. Throw over to first base to try to keep Sotomayor close. Again, Nick Tobin has taken over at first base. That's the kind of play defensively. It doesn't show up anywhere, but the fact that Carson was able to cut that off before it got to the outfield saved his team a run, at least momentarily, and put it all on JT Maloney, who takes it high for a ball. 1-0. Zach Coleman went the first 5 innings. Hogan Weaver's come on in the 6th. He walked Malone, and he struck out Isola. The infield single to Sotomayor. Runners at first and third now. And a 1-0 pitch coming up to JT Maloney. Swing and a miss at the fastball, and JT got his money's worth on that one. He said, fastball's coming and I'm swinging, and he did, but he didn't catch up to it. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike on JT. Cade Sanchez to follow. Hitting in the cleanup spot for Lincoln tonight. Right now it's all about JT Maloney trying to get a run across the plate. Throw over to first base again by Weaver, and back in is Sotomayor. Guy's wearing a Yankees jersey. Yankees jerseys look nice. Yeah, the Yankees jerseys are sharp looking. Oh, that's Babe Ruth. No wonder it looks so sharp. I didn't realize it was Babe Ruth. Maloney hits one into center field. Is that going to get down? Yes, it is. It's a single to center, an RBI for JT Maloney. And the Potters got another one on the board, and they now trail just 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. RBI for JT. Sotomayor goes to second. Malone scores. Here's Cade Sanchez. Got a couple of singles and reached on an error today. And it's now 4-3. That one is a little bit high. Took something off that one, did Weaver. So good at bats by Sotomayor and Maloney. Just stayed in against a hard-throwing right-hander. Couple of singles, and now it's 4-3. Fastball right down the middle in there for a strike. Sanchez goes, yep, it was. I'm good. Trey Ferry to follow. Cade was 1 for 4 with the pair of runs batted in yesterday. He is 2 for 3 with a run batted in today. So he's near the team lead in RBIs, I think it's safe to say. 1-1 pitch fastball catches the outside corner, 1-2. Not much he was going to do with that one if he got caught up to it, but it's on the corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th, Potters trailing this one 4-3 now. The difference now, a Braden Holiday home run. Head ball's hit well to left center field on the run. out there. They're not going to catch up with that one. One run is going to score. Here we go again. It's Maloney's rounding third. You're going to send him to throw to the plate on a hop. The tag is applied. He is out at the plate. The throw to third, and he is out at third. So Sanchez hits it to the gap in left center field and give the Knicks credit to get it back in. The first run did score, so Sotomayor is in to score, but Maloney's thrown out at third, and Sanchez is cut down trying to stretch it to third base. An RBI double for Sanchez, 2 runs for the Potters. We go to the 7th. I'll take a breath, and it's tied at 4.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PFAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
New pitcher for the Potters, Kai Burdick, 6'9", 255 pounds, out of Carlsbad, California, University of San Francisco. I call it USF. And he comes in there with the score tied at 4 as Sanchez delivers another RBI. But the Potters have 2 runners thrown out on the same play on the bases, which is, interesting. I mean, they tried to send Maloney, and he was out of the plate on a very close play, actually, and then trying to catch him in the back door and going to third base, Sanchez, and he was thrown out by the catcher. So good defense by the Knicks all around, really, as Sanchez really put a charge in that one and ripped it to left center field and gets himself a double and an RBI and ties the score at 4-4. And Burdick's done with the warm-up tosses. And we're going to find out who took over for Gavin Velez at catcher. It is Nico Tejada. Okay. So Nico Tejada comes up to bat in the number 9 spot. He's taken over behind the plate for Gavin Velez in the 6th inning. He will start it off. Cooper Callison and Ansel Carson against Ty Burdick. That's in the dirt for a ball. And you know it's in the dirt when the umpire turns it aside and goes, no, come on, man. So 6'9", 255 pounds. Kai Burdick, the third pitcher. Fastball inside for a ball. Tyler Stewart went 4 innings, gave up 1 hit and 1 run. And struck out 6. So he was excellent in his 4 innings. Grant Kelly went the first 2 for the Potters. Fastball inside again, 3-0 on Nico Tejada. Nico played second base yesterday, was 0 for 3. He is behind the plate in a fill-in role, taken over in the bottom of the 6th. And now getting his first at bat. Fastball is in there for a strike, 3-1. So the Potters were down 2-0, then they tied it up in the first 2-2. They were down 4-2, tied it up in the 6th, 4-4. Fastball is inside, ball 4. He goes back to the screen. So Tejada is at first base, and here's Cooper Callison. The third baseman has walked and scored, doubled, and then hit into a double play. So he is 1 for 2 and has scored a run. See if Trey Furry moves in at third base. Is Callison here with a runner at first base and nobody out. Outfield pretty much straight away. Medium deep for Callison. He hit the ball to left center already tonight. That ball gets away from Weiss in dirt. And going down to second is Tejada. So Potters tie it, but now the go-ahead run already at second base with nobody out. As the USF right-hander Kai Burdick pitching in his first inning of the season. One ball, no strikes on Callison. Cooper out of Sonoma State University. Takes a pitch right down the middle for a strike, so it's 1-1 from Kai Burdick. Trey Furry is at third, JT Maloney at short, Cade Sanchez at second, Levi Sotomayor at first. Behind the plate is Landon Weiss, Isola Malone, and Springer in the outfield for the Potters. 1-1 coming up. Fastball misses outside, tails away from the left-handed Callison. 2-1 on Cooper. Carson is on deck. Can't put an L in both names, just the first name, just Ansel. 2-1. Furry even with the bag at third. That misses outside again. 3 balls and 1 strike on Cooper Callison. Seen a couple of beer bats tonight. Didn't see any. I hope I saw any last night. The beer bat, of course. Actually, I did because we were talking about it a little bit. It's kind of a relic now. You see a couple of old hands having the beer bat. 3-1 coming up from Burdick. Outside, ball 4. So 2 straight walks to open up the 7th, and that's going to bring up Ansel Carson, who has a couple of hits in this game. Actually, it's not going to bring up Ansel. It's going to bring up Jacob Campbell, who's going to bat for Ansel. Campbell, the starting shortstop last night. Comes on with 2 on and nobody out. Jacob was 1 for 3 last night, scored a run, had a double in the 7th inning before being replaced by Carson, who came on and got a base hit for him. So now see if he can return the favor as he's up here with 2 on and nobody out. Potters have to be thinking perhaps sacrifice situation. So Campbell stepping up here. Campbell out of College of Marin. Right-handed hitter, close to the plate. Furry even with the bag at third. In front of the bag is Sotomayor over at first. First pitch is a fastball, catches the outside corner. 0-1. Nice pitch by Kai Burdick. He's ahead in the count 0-1. Let's see if that changes the strategy for the Knicks at all. I don't know if you sacrifice in the second game of the summer. I don't know. That's something we'll have to find out. That's in the dirt, gets away from Weiss. Somebody's going to have to cover home plate because that's going all the way up the first baseline. Burdick comes in. And forget the sacrifices. The wild pitch is going to move the runners to second and third. And a 1-1 count now on Jacob Campbell. Lucas Schaefer scheduled next for the Novato Knicks. One ball and 1 strike. Runners now at second and third. Fastball's popped up right side, out of play. So 1-2 now. Burdick ahead of a hitter. Potter's not playing the infield end. First and third are, but the second and short are playing regular depth. We are in the top of the 7th of a tie game, 4 apiece. Fastball on the outside corner, call strike 3. So Campbell is out on strikes. Big strikeout for Burdick. And now it's Lucas Schaefer's turn. Fly to center, sacrifice fly in the first, a strikeout in the second, and a pop up to second base in the 5th for Schaefer. So he is 0 for 2, has driven in a run. Did have a hit last night, was 1 for 3. He's got 2 runners in scoring position now and 1 out here in the 7th. He hits one down the third base line, foul, and that one goes past the dugout all the way out to the bullpen area. So it is 0-1 on Schaefer. Braden Holiday on deck, and last time Braden Holiday was up, he hit the ball about, I would say, 10 feet over the fence in left field, which is sufficient to get you a home run in this league. 0-1 coming up from Kai. Fastball, that's outside. 1-1. Top of the 7th, 4-4 score. Second game of the season, and the fans are out en masse again, and we thank you, Lincoln Potters fans, for supporting the team so well and doing it tonight. 1-1 pitch is right in there for a strike, 1-2. Callison's out at second. Tejada is over at third. Both reached via the walk and then advanced on a wild pitch. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 walks and then 2 strikeouts. And if that doesn't change, he'll make it 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. I think it would be great. But we got a tough hombre here in Mr. Braden Holiday, who reached on an error and drove in a run in the first, hit into a fielder's choice in the second, and then hit a home run over the left field fence in the 5th. Still 2 on, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. I think Brock Raggets is going to go out and talk to him, and it's a good time to update you on the upcoming schedule. Coming up tomorrow, we talked about Military Appreciation Day, 1:05 first pitch, free with the military ID. Then on Tuesday, the Sacramento Yankees are in town. Potters are taking Wednesday off. We're taking Monday off too, but Wednesday off, and then the Yankees will return because they just live in Sacramento, so they can come right back on Thirsty Thursday on the 1st of June. Then the Menlo Park Legends are in the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th. Those will be 2 6:35 starts, and then a 1:05 start on Saturday the 4th. That'll get us into the middle of the month, and we start some CCL play, and the Sonoma Stoppers come in for the first home CCL game. That'll be Wednesday on June the 7th. So you want to check LincolnPotters.com for ticket information. Come on out and join us. We're having a great time this year already, and it's going to just get better as we go along. So here's Holiday against Burdick. 2 on and 2 out. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. 0-1 on Braden Holiday. We talked about it a couple times. 4 home runs this season for Sonoma, so he has power, and he demonstrated it last at bat as well. Fastball, that's on the corner as well. That's a beautiful spot right there for Kai Burdick. 0-2 on Holiday. He's gone to both sides of the plate now. Fireworks night tonight. Hopefully Kai can shut down the fireworks right here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just missed that outside corner. Weiss tried to frame that one as best he could, but that one had some heat on it. It was a little bit outside. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Callison at second, Tejada at third. It's all about Holiday and Kai Burdick right now. 1-2 pitch. Hit out towards second base. Sanchez stays down on it, gets up, picks it up, throws to first, and Burdick gets out of it. Walk 2, struck out 2, and a ground out. We go to the bottom of 7th. Everybody stretch. It's a 4-4 tie.
Have you ever wondered, what is CMN? I thought so. Let me help. CMN stands for Children's Miracle Network, a non-profit organization that raises money for children's hospitals. Locally, UC Davis Children's Hospital is your CMN hospital, the only one in our area. It is a nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital that provides the highest quality of care to pediatric patients like me. How is this level of care possible? With help from CMN donations. CMN teamed with corporate partners and community donors to fundraise for things like equipment, research, and patient care. All money raised locally during campaigns like this stays local to support children treated at UC Davis Children's Hospital. Sick and injured kids can't wait to get the care they need. And thanks to generous donors, partners, and fundraisers like you, we don't have to. Please give wherever you see the Miracle Balloon, and thank you for supporting CMN at UC Davis.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Back out to the ballpark for the bottom of the 7th inning, a 4-4 tie. Hogan Weaver still out on the mound for the Novato Knicks. He'll face Trey Furry, then Brendan Springer and Don Magrella. The first 3 hitters for the Potters here in the bottom of the 7th as they try to take their first lead of the game, which will be a nice feeling as Kai Burdick put himself in a hole, walked a couple, threw a wild pitch to make it second and third, then came up with 2 strikeouts and a ground out and got himself out of the inning. That was well done by Kai. And hopefully his Potters teammates can put him ahead in this game as Weaver completes his warm-up tosses. Tejada guns it down to second base, and we are ready to go. So Tejada is in behind the plate. As we mentioned, Nick Tobin is over at first base now. Campbell will take over for Carson at shortstop. Herder is out in center field, but that was a couple of innings ago. And here's Trey Furry. Fastball is just a little bit outside. Furry singled, struck out, and then singled again, so he is 2 for 3 in this one. Singled in the first and singled in the 5th. That is in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes on Furry. Brandon Springer to follow. Furry out of Folsom Lake College. Slightly open stance from the right side against Weaver. High fly ball right field. I think that's going to be out of play. Holiday gives it a look, but it is out of play down the right field line. So it's 2-1 now on Trey. Starting off the bottom of the 7th, trying to get the Potters on top. Make it 2 in a row against the Novato Knicks. Really competitive first series of the season as we launch our, I think, 32 home game season. 2-1 pitch, off-speed pitch is down low for a ball, 3-1. At the end of the season, after the CCO playoffs, again, we will be hosting the West Coast World Series from August 8th through August 11th. Potters runner-up in the first season of the series and then won it last year, so trying to repeat this year. 3-1 pitch is fouled off, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Potters hoping to make it to the CCO playoffs this year. They are the first week of August. Then that second week, the West Coast World Series. Starts on a Tuesday, runs through a Friday in August. Tends to be a little warm at that time of the year. 3-2 coming up to Trey Furry. Chopped out towards second base. White has it. Takes his time, gets over to first, and gets him by a step for the first out. Furry is retired 4-3. That'll bring up Brandon Springer. Springer had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, but then has struck out the next 2 times, so he is 0 for 2 with that run batted in. Out of William Jessup University, big right-hand hitting right fielder up against Hogan Weaver here, who works from the stretch as per usual. Takes something off that one, gets it in on the inside corner. 0-1, hasn't had that pitch at his disposal much tonight, but he got it that time. And he is ahead in the count, 0-1 to Brendan Springer. Weaver working quickly, ready to go again. Does the same pitch, gets the same result, and it's 0-2. Very quickly on Brendan Springer. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out, 4-4 tie. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Came with the fastball on the 3rd strike, 2 away. And that brings up Don Magrella, who has struck out twice and hit into a fielder's choice, so he is 0 for 3 on the night. The DH out of Sac City College, who was 1 for 2 and scored a run last night, comes up here with 2 outs and nobody on. Right-hander against right-hander. Weaver getting into his groove. Gave up a couple hits in the previous inning, but not this inning. His fastball is outside. And it's 1-0 on Dom. Coming up from Weaver. Inside and high, 2-0. Landon Weiss on deck. For Lincoln, who's, like I said, looking to get their first lead of the night. They won last night 5-2. 2-0 pitch misses outside, 3-0 on Dom. Pitch by Weaver. Misses outside again. 4-pitch walk to Agrella. He's down at first base. Not a lot of base on balls given up by the Knicks pitchers. That's just the second. And here's Landon Weiss, who was flied to left, flied to center, and flied to right. So he's an equal opportunity flyer. And he is also 0 for 3 after being 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in last night. Now, we should mention that his fly ball to left field almost got out of here. So he's still maybe thinking about that one. I know I am. Agrella at first, a short lead by Dom. He's going. Pitch is down low. The throw to second base is in time, and he's tagged out trying to steal. Good throw by Nico Tejada. The tag applied by Campbell, and Agrella is out trying to steal. At the end of 7, it's the Knicks 4 and the Potters 4.
Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza in the center of the Old Historic District. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory Filet-O-Fish and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yes, a land, air, and sea. Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable. Order the land, air, and sea by name. Build it by hand.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Is it bad that I get emotionally invested into the commercials? I think it is. I was getting all involved. No, you keep those. Well done. Okay, so now we're ready to go. Top of the 8th inning. Joey Lovelace, Zach White, and Nick Tobin will be the first hitters against Kai Burdick, who got himself in trouble and then got himself out of trouble in the 7th inning. So let's see how it works out, see if we can get a little bit better start here. I think we got a pinch hitter. We've got to check out a number here because that's not Joey Lovelace. It is number 1. That is Parker Falzone. So Parker Falzone out of the College of Marin is going to hit for Lovelace. So Falzone is going to bat for, or as Willie says, Falzone. I'll go with that. That's fine. He is hitting for Lovelace. And I think we have another pinch hitter after that, but let's turn our attention to the first batter of the inning, which is Parker Falzone out of the College of Marin. First pitch is in the dirt from Kai Burdick. So it is 1 ball and no strikes. (6'9", 255 pounds. Kai Burdick's next pitch swung on and missed. Big cut by Falzone. couldn't catch up with it. 1-1. Kai out of Carlsbad, California. Attends the University of San Francisco. Here's the 1-1 from Kai. Inside for a ball. Moves Falzoni off the plate. And Parker now 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch coming up. Chopped down toward third. Big hop for Furry. Picks it up, drops it, picks it up again, throws to first. Not in time. So it's going to be an error on the third baseman. Second error for the Potters tonight. And Falzoni's going to reach base. And we've got another pinch hitter here. I believe that is Shane Callison, who we saw last night. Yes, it is Shane Callison, who is batting for White. Shane came on late last night as well. Shane is out of Sonoma State University, and he is also a left-handed hitter, batting for Zach White with Tobin on deck. Fastball down low for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Fastball catch to the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Shane Callison. Came on last night, was 0 for 1. He will take over at second base for Zach White. 1-1 pitch misses outside, 2-1. So Falzoni down at first base, reaches on the air, and a 2-1 count on Shane Callison. With Nick Tobin, the new first baseman, scheduled to go next. He had a couple base hits in last night's game. 2-1 from Burdick. That's in the dirt. There goes the runner on the delayed steal. The throw to second. The tag is made. Was it? Yes, it was. He is out. What a play by the shortstop. JT Maloney came in late, made the catch, and applied the tag at almost the same moment. What a play and a great throw from Landon Weiss, and that is a big play for Kai Burdick. As a delayed steal goes down in flames for the Knicks. Weiss did what he had to do. He just threw the ball to the bag, and Maloney got there just in time to apply the tag. 3-1 pitch is ball 4 inside, so that's an even bigger play, and I think that might have hit the umpire, so we're going to probably take it easy here for a second, as he's going to take it easy for a second. So Landon Weiss should go out and talk to the pitcher for a second and discuss the events of the day, which is exactly what he's doing to give the ump a chance to kind of pull things together, as it seemed like he was hit maybe on the air. So we got Nick Tobin now coming up. As we said, he went on into first base for Huangtu back in the 6th inning. He was 2 for 3 in last night's game. So here's Tobin, first baseman out of Santa Rosa Junior College. 1 out. Very fortuitous for the Potters that they tried to steal, did the Knicks, and a good throw by Weiss, gunned down the runner. So here's Tobin. That is inside for a ball from Kai Burdick. 1 ball and no strikes. That one is in there for a strike by Kai Burdick. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick Tobin. Callison down at first via the walk. And Burdick steps off. Top of the 8th, tied at 4. Kai Burdick, the third Potters pitcher. Grant Kelly started, then Tyler Stewart. Callison inching off over at first base. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good fastball from Burdick. He's shown that fastball a couple of times since he's entered the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Brandon Herder, the next hitter. Here's the 1-2 coming up from Burdick. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. It was a high fastball, but Tobin just couldn't take a chance with 2 strikes. Probably with 1 strike, he lets that go, and maybe Callison has the base stolen, but couldn't take a chance on that one. He went after it and fouled it back to the screen. So it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nick Tobin. And Callison will return over to first base. Fireworks after the game tonight. The first fireworks game of the season. 1-2 coming up. Fastball's outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Tobin. Burdick checks Callison over at first base. Sotomayor holding him on over there. 2-2 coming up. Look out. Did that hit him? I think it did. A fastball that just tailed all the way inside, was never close. And Tobin's hit by a pitch. So had 2 strikes on him, and he is hit by the pitch. So an error, a walk, and a hit by pitch so far in this inning. The Potters are fortunate just to be 2 runners on and 1 out, and they're going to be a meeting at the mound with Brock Raggets as Brandon Herder comes to the plate. And we're going to step away for just a second. We are in the top of the 8th. It's Knicks 4 and Potters 4.
Placer Valley Tourism. Our mission is to increase the health of the hotel industry through occupancy and average daily rate in Roseville, Rockland, and Lincoln. Proud partner of the Potters in the 2023 West Coast World Series Tournament from August 8th to 11th.
Back out here, the meeting is still going on. The umpire decided it looked like a good meeting, so he decided he was going to join the meeting. And now everybody's breaking up because once the umpire comes in, it's like having the parents come, well, this can't be any fun anymore. So now we're back at it. Brandon Herder coming up. He came on and struck out in the 6th inning. Had a couple of hits last night. He's up here with 2 on and 1 out in the 8th. That was fouled back over the screen, so Burdick came in with the fastball on the first pitch over the plate, and boy, Herder was waiting for it. Just didn't do what he wanted with it, but fouled it back over the screen. 0-1 on Brandon Herder. Sonoma State University outfielder. Burdick checking second. That's chopped back to the mound. It's a slow one, and I think he's going to have to go to first, and he does. Hanging on there as Sotomayor did stay on the bag, so good play by Levi at first base as that throw pulled him off. Runners advance to second and third, but now 2 outs, and that will bring up Nico Tejada. Tejada came on to catch for Gavin Velez. So Tejada is up here with the runners at second and third, and 2 outs. He was, as we mentioned, 0 for 3 last night was Nico Tejada. Up here with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs in the 8th. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Burdick. First pitch swung on and missed. Coming down the line, Callison at third base just looking for a pass ball he can make hay with. Tejada also out of Sonoma State University. About half the roster of the Knicks comes from the Seawolves, which is a tremendous name. 0-1, nice block as Callison was coming down, but Weiss with a nice block on had to backhand that one, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. So any kind of misplay, any kind of pass ball wild pitch, it's going to be a score because Callison is getting a real good lead down off third base. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tejada. Cooper Callison on deck, the leadoff hitter, but that's not important right now. It's Tejada and Burdick. Hit sharply down the third baseline and foul. Misses the hundreds of Knicks players congregated around the front of their dugout. 1-2. Tejada with a good connection on that one, but just pulled it foul, jumped on a little too soon. Potters do have some activity in their bullpen. We'll get a number on that. Get the bullpen cam working. 1-2. Sails a fastball inside. 2-2 now. Looks like Gabe Maya is working out in the bullpen. Saw Gabe the other night in the alumni game. So he is loosening up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Nico Tejada. Look out. I think that got him again. Yes, it did. Nicked him inside. So hit by pitch. Going down to first base is Tejada. That loads the bases and brings up Cooper Callison, but we're going to have a pitching change, and we're going to step away while that pitching change is made, and we'll be back with the new pitcher right after this. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Knicks 4, Potters 4.
Insist. It's your turn. Nope, I think it's your turn. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go. I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you. After you. Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadium. 33 action-packed home games loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street. Only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Gabe Maya taking over on the mound for the Potters. Out of El Dorado Hills, California, left-hander. And he's going to face Cooper Callison here with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 8th inning. First pitch is in there for a strike. Sails it in there. A little slider action for Gabe Maya. 0-1 on Callison, who has reached on a walk, then doubled, hit into a double play, and walked again. So he's been on base 3 times out of 4. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Same pitch, same result. Strike 2. Potter fans getting into it here as it is the bases loaded in the 8th inning. So it's a good time to get into it. I think even Riley is kind of into it. And he really thought he was at a movies or something. He didn't really realize this was real. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Maya comes in, 3 pitches and a strikeout. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Knicks leave 3, and it's 4-4.
Being in the market for a new home comes with more than just buying a property. It is finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right community. Since 2005, Lori, with Frey & Associates Real Estate, has lived and worked as a real estate broker in Lincoln. She is passionate about local organizations and volunteers with them as well.
She's knowledgeable, she knows, she asks a lot of questions, she gets things done.
We still learn a lot from Lori, and she's very helpful, very positive, and has been wonderful broker.
We at Frey & Associates are your local hometown realtor, and we are here for you.
Welcome back, Olympia's 5th grade orchestra.
Perhaps there's no place like your home because you made it so at RC Willey.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Tanner Ivy, the new pitcher for the Knicks here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tanner here's a shocker, Sonoma State University, the right-hander, is the third pitcher. Coleman went the first 5 innings, then Weaver went 6th and the 7th, and now Tanner Ivy, and he will face Landon Weiss, Zach Malone, and Aiden Isola. 8, 9, and 1 for the Potters here in the 8th, as the Potters narrowly escaped danger in both of the innings that Kai Burdick started. He had 2 runners on in the 7th, and the bases loaded in the 8th, but Gabe Maya came in and threw 3 sweepers. That's what I call them, sweepers, to the left-hand hitting Herder. And 1, 2, 3, you're out. And the Potters now with the chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th with Weiss, Malone, and Isola. The Me One Foundation is one of the organizations that we are supporting out here tonight, and the 50-50 is up at around $1,180. So the great take for the winner, great take for the foundation. Good job by Potter fans supporting a worthy cause. Here's Landon Weiss. He's flied to right, he's flied to left, and he's flied to center. The fly to left almost got out of here. Fly to right and center, not so much. Landon was at the plate when Amagrella tried to steal second and was thrown out by Nico Tejada in the bottom of the 7th inning. So here Landon's going to get himself another chance here. The catcher out of William Jessup University, right down the street, or right down the freeway basically. I could walk here from there. Walk there from here. I could get there. Ivy's first pitch is on the corner in there for a strike, 0-1. Weiss, Malone, and Isola. Potters have never led in this game. They trailed 2-0, tied it at 2-2. Then they trailed 4-2 and eventually tied it at 4-4 with a 2-run 6th, in which on the last play of the inning they had a double and had 2 runners thrown out on the base pass, which doesn't happen every day. It was kind of entertaining. Fastball's high, 2-1 to Landon Weiss. Landed 1 for 2 last night, had a couple of runs batted in, scored a run as well. Two-one pitch is high again, 3-1. Didn't miss by much, but it did miss, and so Weiss in the driver's seat at 3 balls and 1 strike against Tanner Ivy. Potters with 14 hits in the game. That's right down the middle, 3-2. Only 2 walks issued by Knicks pitchers, though. That's kept the damage down a little bit. Here's the 3-2. Popped up. First baseman coming in, pitcher coming in, catcher calling for it in foul territory and makes the catch. That's Nico Tejada handling that one. And Weiss is out for the first out here in the 8th inning. And here's Zach Malone, who singled twice and walked. So Zach's been on base 3 times, has scored a run. That was back in the 6th inning. Out of Roseville, California, Wood Creek High School, headed to Sac State. Left-handed hitting tonight, he's the center fielder. Played left field yesterday. Ivy's pitch, off-speed pitch, just misses inside, 1-0 on Zach Malone. Singled in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and then drew the base on balls and scored in the 6th. Takes high for a ball, so Ivy behind the second straight batter. Came back and got Landon Weiss, but is down 2-0 on Zach Malone. Aiden Isola, the top of the order to follow. 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. Malone with good speed. It would be a good guy for the Potters to get on the base pass. Stole the base last night. That one's right down the middle. Make it 3 balls and 1 strike on Zach Malone. Potters won last night 5-2. The series winds up tomorrow, 1:05 first pitch. Check swing, did he go? He did. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1:05 first pitch tomorrow. We're here, of course. We'll be on the air about 12:50 with the pregame show. The Brick and Barrel pregame show. 3-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go that time? I don't think he did. And since he's throwing the bat back and taking off his little ankle protector thingy-dingy, he is walked for the second time in a row, and that's the technical term for it, thingy-dingy. So Malone is down at first base with 1 out, and here's Isola checking out JP down at third base in the coach's box. As the Potters, Isola has singled twice, struck out, and hit into a fielder's choice, so he is 2 for 4. Singled in the first and scored, singled again in the fourth. So Malone leading off at first, Nick Tobin, the first baseman, holding him on over there. Ivy comes to the plate. It's outside. Nice snag by Nico Tejada. That one almost got back to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes on Aiden Isola. Levi Sotomayor on deck. He's got 3 hits tonight after getting 2 last night. So Levi, the early leader in the team in hits with 5. Here's the 1-0 from Ivy. Isola takes high, 2-0. He stares down at JP again in the third base coach's box. Potters trying to pull out second win in a row under new manager John Peters. Old manager Ryan Stevens was up here, as we mentioned. He says it's because the kids always wanted to go to the games, that he's been at both games so far. Here's Ivy's pitch, 2-0 outside, ball 3. Another good snag by Nico Tejada. Went 3-0 on Malone, came back to 3-2 before losing him. Now he's 3-0 on Aiden Isola. No activity right now in the bullpen of either team, it looks like. 3-0 pitch from Ivy. Looks like a strike, and it was called a strike. Umpire on his job, 3 balls and 1 strike. Brock Raggett's a great pregame guest on the pregame show today, the pitching coach. He's been a Potter for a long time, played for the Potters back in 2018. 3-1 coming up. Swing and a miss. I still had a good cut at that one, couldn't get it. Makes it 3-2 to Aiden. Nolan Murphy also played for the Potters. He's the assistant GM now, so Potters keeping the family. Three balls and 2 strikes. Aiden Isola steps in. Open stance from the right side against Tanner Ivy. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Got a good cut at it. Couldn't get it. So Isola goes ahead 3-0. Ivy comes all the way back. Gets him. So here is Levi Sotomayor. Singled in the first, singled in the second, struck out in the fourth, and singled and scored in the 6th. So Levi coming up to the plate, left-handed hitter. See if maybe Malone is going now with 2 outs, trying to get himself in scoring position. Or hits that one down the left field line out of play. So Ivy had gone behind 3-0 in the previous 2 hitters, but he gets the first strike on Levi. 0-1. JT Maloney on deck. He's got a couple of base hits tonight for the Potters. Ivy getting his sign from Nico Tejada. Outfield straight away for the Knicks. Swing and a miss. Ball down low for Sotomayor. He's quickly behind in the count 0-2. A little bit of a breeze out there now. Still a pretty pleasant evening, though, and fans hung around because they want to see some fireworks. They'd like to see fireworks, have the Potters walk one off maybe, and then do more fireworks after that. Officially the fireworks. But now 0-2 on Levi. Runner goes and he fouls it out of play to the left side. Kind of a percentage move there by John Peters, sending his runner there. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Sotomayor settles in. Malone trying to get that extra half step over there in case the sign is given again. High fly ball left center field. Moving over into left center field and making the catch is Herder. So a fly out by Sotomayor. We're going to the 9th inning after 8. It's the Potters 4 and the Knicks 4.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Loomis Basin Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of your Lincoln Potters. Visit them at 3277 Swetzer Road in Loomis or call 916-259-2739.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Top of the 9th, 4-4 score. Gabe Maya out on the mound. He came on to get the last out of the 8th inning. He'll start the 9th against Jacob Campbell. Campbell came on for Ansel Carson back in the 7th and struck out, so he is 0 for 1. Maya's first pitch is outside. Then Lucas Schaefer and Braden Holiday, the next two for Novato as we enter into the 9th inning here. Maya came on to get the strikeout to end the 8th. Swing and a miss by Campbell. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maya again, he's 6'2", 170. He is out at El Dorado Hills, undecided on where he'll be attending school next year. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss again. Nice fastball by Gabe. 1-2. Maybe if he has a good summer with the Potters, he'll have some choices. That is the wish, of course. Coming up the 1-2 pitch. Right on the corner, but called ball 2. Might have been a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch coming. Maya from the stretch. Inside ball 3. That one not close. So 3 balls and 2 strikes on Campbell. Maya had him at 1-2. Don't want to lose, obviously, the leadoff hitter in the 9th inning here of a tie game. Looks like Eli Hancock is on deck to bat for Lucas Schaefer. 3-2 pitch coming. In the dirt, ball 4. So Schaefer is out of the game. Eli Hancock coming in. He came on last night and struck out in his pinch hitting appearance in the 8th inning, so he is out here against Maya now. Runner at first base and nobody out. Braden Holiday to follow. First pitch is in there. Bends that one into left-hander. That's what he did to Herder in the 8th inning. Bends it in there for a strike 0-1. Hancock out of Sonoma State University. He shows bunt, bunts it right back to the pitcher. Maya has it. He's going to have to go to first. Nice job by Eli Hancock to drop that sacrifice bunt down and move the runner over to second base. So he does his job and sets it up for Braden Holiday, who has a couple runs batted in and a home run tonight. He is 1 for 4 with that home run back in the 5th inning. Drove in a run on a fielder's choice in the first. Has another fielder's choice and a ground out to second base the rest of the time, but he does have that home run. And he's up here now with a runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the 9th. Parker Falzoni is on deck as Maya trying to get with Landon Weiss as far as the signals is concerned. First pitch is hit down the left field line and hit well, and it is a fair ball. Run will score easily. Holiday going into second. He is going to motor in with a stand-up double, as I believe the ball got stuck out there. So it's going to be a ground rule double, and Holiday has delivered the go-ahead run with his 3rd run batted into the day for the Knicks. So the walk hurts the Potters as the walk comes around to score after the sacrifice and the double, and here's Parker Falzoni. Actually, we have a pinch hitter for, it's Joey Taddy is going to hit for Falzoni. So here's Joey Taddy coming to the plate. He also pinch hit last night and was 0 for 1. So Knicks leading this one 5-4 now. Still with a runner at second base, and the first pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Shane Callison would be next for the Knicks, as they have substituted virtually every position both nights of this series, which is what you do at the beginning of the year if you got a lot of players. Fastball inside and low, 2-0 to Joey Taddy. Joey out of the College of Marin. It's either Sonoma State or the College of Marin, basically, for the Knicks. Most of their talent coming from those 2 spots. 2-0 pitch. Fouled out of play to our right. 2 balls and 1 strike on Joey Taddy. Another big guy, about 6'2", 6'3", right-handed hitter against the left-hander Gabe Maya. Braden Holiday, the hitting star, 2 hits and 3 runs batted in for the Knicks. Two-one pitch coming. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Potters pretty much straight away in the outfield and the infield. Sanchez pulled over a little bit towards second base at second base. It's out to shortstop. Hit slowly. Maloney's going to have to hurry. Guns it across the diamond and gets him by a step at first base. So 2 outs. Runner did not advance on that one. So here's Shane Callison, who came on for Zach White and got a base on balls back in the 8th inning. Left-hand hitting infielder against the left-hander Maya, with Holiday still out at second base and the Knicks holding the 5-4 lead. Look out, that's inside for a ball, 1-0 on Callison. Nick Tobin is next if Callison keeps the inning going for Novato. Holiday at second, 2 outs. a run in. That's in the dirt again. 2-0 on Shane Callison. Here's Maya. Too high, 3-0. So Callison hasn't seen much in his 2 at-bats so far in this one tonight. Getting the walk back in the 8th inning. And now 3 balls and no strikes. That one's down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Activity in the bullpen for the Knicks. They had Tanner Ivey in the 8th inning. He was pretty impressive. Let's see if he comes back out for the bottom of the 9th or if they got someone else in mind. That's chopped down the first base line and foul. So it's 3-2 now on Shane Callison. Three balls and 2 strikes. Callison slightly open stance from the left side against the left-hander Gabe Maya. Breaking ball, call strike 3. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Novato 5, Lincoln 4.
Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians
Tanner Ivey still out on the mound to close this one out for the Knicks as they took the lead with a run in the top of the 9th thanks to the Braden Holiday double. His 3rd run batted into the game. It's going to be JT Maloney, Kate Sanchez, and Trey Furry against Tanner Ivey, who came on in the 8th inning. Gave up a base on balls, but also struck out 1 and gave up no hits. Fireworks happening after the game tonight, so no post-game show, win or lose, for Stones Radio Networks, as they try to get them started really quickly right after the game until they hustle us out of here, hustle everybody out of here. So just a reminder that we're back tomorrow, 105, 12:50 for the pregame right here on the Stones Radio Networks, the YouTube, Lincoln Potters Baseball YouTube. Check us out any way you want, but definitely check us out and subscribe to the Stones Radio Networks YouTube. If you subscribe, you get notified whenever we go live, so you know whenever there's a Potters game. So here's JT Maloney, singled and scored in the 1st, fielder's choice, strikeout, and another single. That was in the 6th, so he is 2 for 4 today up here against Tanner Ivey. First pitch is in there for a strike, so took something off that one, and he is ahead in the count 0-1. That's fouled at the plate all the way back to the screen, so it's 0-2 now on JT Maloney. No balls, 2 strikes on the shortstop out of Sac City College. Chops it foul down the 3rd baseline this time off the screen, so it doesn't threaten any of the players in front of the Knicks dugout. Oh, 0-2 now. Ivey from the windup. Line drive right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Maloney, his 3rd hit of the night. Potters have 15 hits tonight. 3 for Maloney and 3 for our next hitter, Cade Sanchez, who singled in a run in the first, singled in the third, reached on an error in the fifth, and doubled in a run in the sixth, in which a play in which he was eventually thrown out trying to stretch it to 3 after another guy was thrown out trying to score, JT Maloney. Oh, here's Sanchez out of Houston, Texas. Fastball's outside for a ball. 1-0 on Cade. Trey Furry on deck. And then Brandon Springer for the Potters as they go 3, 4, 5, and 6, hopefully in this inning at least. We are in the bottom of the ninth. Knicks lead this one 5-4. That fastball is in there for a strike. Sanchez lets it go by. It's on the corner, so it evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Checking the runner at first base, JT Maloney. 1-1 coming up to Cade Sanchez. That's outside. Nice snag again by Nico Tejada. 2-1 now on Sanchez. Cade had a hit last night and 2 runs batted in. He's driven in 2 today and added 3 more hits. And he's up here in a situation where Potters at least like to get that runner at first base over to third base would be real nice. Second base at the least, of course. 2-1 coming up. Chopper out toward shortstop. It's going to be a nice play at shortstop out there by Campbell, but the runner did advance to second base. So a ground out by Sanchez. A do-or-die hop out there by Campbell. Had to short hop it. He made a nice play. He had no chance at Maloney, who got to second, and now it's Trey Furry coming up, the Potter veteran, the Potter legend, coming up with a runner at second base and 1 out. Trey's got a couple hits tonight, grounded out in a strikeout, so he is 2 for 4 after going 0 for 4 last night. He's come up with big runs batted in throughout his entire Potter career. Let's see if Trey can do it again early in this 2023 season. They're going to try to keep Maloney as close as they can to second base. So Campbell is bluffing in there before he returns to a spot inside on an off-speed pitch. Trey had a thought about turning on that one, let it go, and he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. So that time Campbell was bluffing in as much as he could on JT Maloney, then got back to his regular spot. Shane Collison is just staying put at second base. 1-0 pitch is outside to Trey, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Tejada behind the plate. Cooper Callison at third, Campbell at short, Shane Callison at second, and Nick Tobin over at first. Schaefer, Herder, and Holiday in the outfield. 2-0 on Furry. Two-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Good pitch by Tanner Ivey. He knew Trey would be trying to jump on something, so he put it close to the outside corner, but got the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Maloney at second, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Potters trail by 1. Big breaking ball inside, 3-1. So now Trey Furry can look for something on a 3-1 pitch. Maloney still out at second base, still being shadowed out there by Campbell. A little bit of a hole there between third and short for Trey Furry. He waits the 3-1 pitch from Ivy. Swing and a miss. 3-2. That's the one he wanted, that's the one he got, but couldn't catch up to it. And now it's full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Ivey out of Sonoma State University. Trey Furry, formerly of Folsom Lake College and Oklahoma Baptist College. And now he is up here with a full count, and the crowd beginning to get behind him and trying to urge him on here, which is what crowds do. Takes outside, ball 4. It's a good take by Trey Furry. He's on base first and second now. Still one out, and here's Brandon Springer, who's had a sacrifice fly and then struck out 3 straight times. So Brandon looking to make some contact here, and now we're going to have a meeting at the mound for the Knicks, and we'll step away for just a second. We are in the bottom of the ninth, 1 out, 2 on, and the Potters trail at 5-4.
Lincoln Area Archives Museum is the official partner of the Potters' 100th anniversary season. The museum is located just around the corner in Bierman Plaza, in the center of the Old Historic District. Plan your visit and learn about early Lincoln history.
Meeting is over, and now we are ready to go, although the catcher, Nico Tejada, is still out there talking to his pitcher, Tanner Ivey. Springer sacrificed fly in the first inning, then struck out in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th, so he's got himself another shot here in the bottom of the ninth. Runners at first and second, and 1 out. Don Magrello is on deck. Is on deck, and here's Springer. Chops it foul down the third base line, so it is 0-1. And Campbell is playing close to second base at shortstop, trying to hold JT Maloney on. Here's the 0-1 coming up from Ivy. Springer takes outside. That's a close one right there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Out of William Jessup University, Brandon Springer. 2 for 4 last night. Had a double down the right field line and a double down the left field line. I will take either right now. Furry at first and Maloney at second. High fly ball right center field. Moving over is Holiday. Still moving over. Center fielder moves over. Makes the catch. A tag at second. Going to third. He slides in safely, does Maloney. But Holiday makes the catch in right field for the second out. So Springer hit it well, but just stayed up a little too much. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter, but we don't know who it is because it's number 2. And the number 2 in our roster is not here. We know that. So we have a pinch hitter for the Potters, hitting for Lagrella. But unfortunately, he's not on our roster. So number 2 steps in a very critical situation here. First and third, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Coming down to third is JT Maloney. At first is Furry. The pitch inside, off his bat, and off the knob of the bat, back to the pitcher, throws to first, and the game is over. Inside pitch inadvertently hits the knob of the bat, goes back out to Tanner Ivey, and he throws them out at first. So that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. The final score, Novato Knicks 5, Lincoln Potters 4. Again, we have fireworks coming, so no postgame. We'll just remind you, tomorrow we're back at it at 1:05 for a game, the rubber game between these two teams. We're up about 12:50 with the pregame show, so please join us then. It's Military Appreciation Day. Until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on the Stones Radio Networks.